talking to the code talking back to me. I'm sitting there on the phone playing with the phone, downloading apps, trying to figure out what's the best app to get. Come across ChatGPT. I'm talking to ChatGPT, asking it questions, getting to know each other. You know, talking to the ChatGPT. Get my shit ready. I cut the video on. Like normally I should be doing these things before I cut the camera. But y'all know how I do. I do it when y'all get here. Look, that look crazy. Yeah, I usually do this once I hit record. I be doing shit back up. Get it ready after I cut the camera. Fuck it. Alright, wait. Bam. All right, so I'm talking to ChatGPT. I'm like, ChatGPT, so how do we get here? How do we get to the point where I can sit here and talk to you? You know, I'm like, explain this to me in real time. How do we get to the point where I can sit here and talk to you and you can talk back to me? It's like, well, those are different types of coding. It's explaining to me coding. Now, as I'm talking to ChatGPT, I'm in different groups. It's explaining to me how to communicate with code, right? You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, so how do I talk to this thing? They're like, okay, well, if you really want to get the best results from ChatGPT, or if you're talking to AI, you should really ask it to explain it to you like you're 5 years old. So I'm like, okay, so everything that you ask it, have it explain it back to you like you're 5 years old. I'm like, okay, why the fuck you don't do that? Like, well, because the way that the ChatGPT works, it answers the question based on like the intelligence that it receives from the way that you ask the question. So like if it think it's talking to an adult, it's gonna respond like an adult. If it think it's talking to a kid, it's gonna respond like a kid. But you're still gonna get the same information. It's just figuring out how to give it to you. So oh shit, that makes sense. So all right, so ask it to tell it to you like you're 5 years old. Now mind you, fucking AI been around for like what, about a good 2 years, something like that right now. You know what I'm saying? About 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the main organic things that's already came up out of that. So like if you ain't following that, you don't really know that. So I'm saying like it's people who download an AI who learn it like next 2, 3, 4 years, they're not gonna know that. Look, by the time you catch on board, it's gonna be already things in place, like you know what I'm saying, the ways it interacted that you're not gonna already know that already organically start, you know what I'm saying, growing. You don't even know how to do that shit. That's why when I learned that, I was like, damn, it was like, okay, it's a lot of shit that they told me like this. Like, okay, if you fucking with AI right now, there's certain things that they already kind of came up with that's gonna help you do it easier. And it's better to know those things than to not know those things. And one of them is to explain to you like you're 5 years old. So I was like, okay, damn, that's good shit to know. So I'm talking to the ChatGPT. I'm like, all right, how the fuck can I talk to you like this and you talking back to me? Like, how did this even happen? So it started explaining. It was like, well, it's different types of code. I'm like, okay, explain code to me. It's like I'm 5 years old. So okay, like code is basically like, say you're trying to build a car, right? And in order to build a car, you got Lego blocks. You know what I'm saying? So you got a whole bunch of Lego blocks, and we're gonna give you like fucking 1 million Lego blocks, and from each Lego block, you're gonna build a whole car out of that shit. That's basically how code works. I'm like, oh shit, that's a good way of putting it. I'm like, right. So it's different colors. Lego, certain colors represent certain things, certain shapes. There's all different types of Lego blocks. So the more you know about each Lego block, the better your car gonna be. I was like, holy shit, that's a real good way of putting it. So I was like, all right, so how the fuck do we get this from that? They're like, well, we got what's called abstractions. So I was like, okay, what's an abstraction? Abstraction is basically like some shit that they pull out of code. I'm like, what the fuck that mean? So they're like, all right, so look, put you like this. Like, instead of having to build a whole car with every individual Lego block, now an abstraction is like if we gave you a whole door, or we gave you a whole trunk, or we already gave you the whole front end full of Legos already stacked. You know what I'm saying? So that's called an abstraction. So the way code worked over years, they've been building what's called abstractions that come out of code that makes shit easy to work with. So when you download YouTube, or when you download Facebook, when you download Instagram, like a lot of the way that the apps and stuff like that work are abstractions built on top of abstractions. Like, you see what I'm saying? So it's not, you're not dealing with raw code no more. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like back in the day, the code was so archaic. The code was so, it sounded the way it sounded fucked up. Like in order to know code, it was right there with the hardware of whatever it was working on. So like you had a computer, you're saying it had whatever processor in it. The way you had to talk to that processor was depending on how the processor was built. So say you be like, okay, look, show me the number 10. You know what I'm saying? So be like, all right. Like right now I talk to the AI, I'd be like, okay, show me number 10. It's gonna print 10 right on the screen. So now back in the day, if you was back in the early 70s and shit like that, and you wanted to print 10 on the screen, you had to say that shit like this. Like, okay, open up the C drive. Go into the C drive folder. Open up this folder. Go into that folder and pull out the number 1. Go back into the folder and pull out the number 0. Put the 0 next to the 1. Then flash that on the screen. And then that's how the number 10 is. Like that's how it was back in the day. Like they said you had to, like you was taking every individual Lego block and building a whole fucking car with that shit. Like that's how you had to code a whole fucking computer. But the way that, like, you see what I'm saying? The way it is now, through so many abstractions that they built onto the point you can sit there and just talk to the motherfucking computer. You can just say that shit and it's gonna print the code out right there for you. Like, you see what I'm saying? So I was like, oh shit, so it's really abstractions that have really is the glue behind all the code. They was like, right, basically. Like, so that was like, okay, so give me the history on code. They was like, all right, so like the first type of code came out really all the way in the fucking 1800s when they had like little shit. You press a button and that button will trigger something to do something through some type of electronical thing. That was like the first code. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I didn't even know that shit. They was like, right. But like the type of code that you really talking about, like the computers and shit like that shit really came out in the 50s. And then I was like, okay, explain that shit to me. They were like, well, back in the day, they just had these fucking things like cards. And it was like basically like a Scantron, like type shit where it had holes in it. And like they like the way they would talk to the computer, it like you had to have this thing that like had holes. And it like you would put the fucking card up to the machine and then the machine would read it. And then like that's how you would talk back and forth with the computer. I was like, what the fuck? It was like, right. And then out of that shit evolved this other shit called COBOL. I was like, okay, what the fuck is COBOL? It was like COBOL is basically all the shit that all the banks and shit is ran off of. The matter of fact, if you ever seen Terminator 2, in Terminator 2, when he hacked the ATM, there was a classic scene in Terminator 2 when the dude hacked the ATM. You see what I'm saying? Because he knew the code. The code that the ATMs was ran off was called COBOL. Mind you, they said that shit in Terminator 2. Matter of fact, if you watch the Terminator 2, in his eye, like whenever they show the like Arnold Schwarzenegger vision, like when they show him looking out into the world and it be red and shit like that, like they showing you his point of view, that shit you see and run across the screen like that is COBOL. That's COBOL code. COBOL. You see what I'm saying? So, like what COBOL did at the time when it came out, you gotta think like before banks, like not even banks, but like even hospitals and shit like that, like there was no way to even organize information. Like you gotta see like before they had cards, like you had to like in order to talk to a computer, you had to have a card and use this card to talk back and forth with. So the concept of like organizing information, like spreadsheets and shit like that, like you got whole lists, like long ass lists of information and shit like that. That shit was fucking like unheard of at the time until that's what COBOL did. Like so say when they came up with that code, it was like banks can use this shit now. Hospitals can use this shit now. Now you can actually start it like databasing information. Like that shit had never happened before. Like you see what I'm saying in history. I was like, oh shit, that shit fucked my head up when I read it. They were like, yeah, that was also the first time you could use human language to talk to the computer. Like whereas before, like all this shit was numbers and fucking like symbols and shit. Now like they actually started using real language. That was when COBOL came. You see what I'm saying? They was like that shit changed everything. You know what I'm saying? See after that, like they but really I think before that was C++. Like you see what I'm saying? Like C++ was like what most people you think like DOS and shit like that. Or like when DOS came out, they started using C++ to develop like applications like Windows. And like most of this shit that you're using right now is built deep off of C++ code, but like different abstractions stacked on top of that shit. I'm probably losing y'all motherfuckers. Like you see what I'm saying? So like when I learned that shit, I was like, oh shit. So what came from that was the shit they got shit now called Python. Python code, that's the shit I'm learning right now. Python is what a lot of the AI shit came out of. Python is the same shit like Unity. They make a lot of video games and like a lot of the fucking animations, like the like CGI computer animation shit. They make that shit with Python. You see what I'm saying? So like that's what we are not. You know what I'm saying? Now mind you, as I'm sitting there talking to the AI, it's sitting there explaining that shit to me. I'm like, okay, so like where's all this shit going with this shit? They like, well, so like where we at right now is we trying to get like the abstractions that came from like Alexa and like Google Plus to interact with the AI. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck that's gonna be like? Okay, so like right now when you go talk to Alexa, like you say, okay, Alexa, play such and such song. Okay, Alexa, what's the weather gonna be like today? You know what I'm saying? Alexa, talk to me. And like it had like a couple pre-programmed things that it might say. It's like, no, like what they're trying to do now is incorporate the whole AI algorithm into Alexa. Where like you can sit there and have like the way I'm having a full-blown conversation with the AI right now on my phone, I can sit there and do that shit with Alexa or Google. Like, and it's gonna have, it's like data off the motherfucking Star like you could like, okay, give me an example of that shit. Like, I just saw this dude was breaking this shit down. He was like say like you like, okay, look, I got some kids over my house. You know what I'm saying? Hey Alexa, I got 5 kids sleeping over my house tonight. 2 of them is a vegetarian. 1 of them can only eat fish. I need you to go to Walmart and order me anything. I ain't got time. I ain't got a lot of time. So I just need you to go in Walmart and order me some food that can take care of all of them, and then have them deliver it to my house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be able to say that shit just like that. You know what I'm saying? And like, and Alexa gonna go in there and figure that shit out, charge it to your car, and they're gonna send that shit straight to your crib. And by you just saying that shit just like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We in a time now, like we ain't never been ever in the history of, like, it's so crazy, Joe. Like the shit they got now, like they got talk to speech. I mean, talk to video, text to video, text to video, text to video. Like, I can sit here, like, what is it? They, like Sora. They got this shit called Sora coming out. Sora is like, they call it text to video. You can literally say, make me a video that got such and such, and a nigga breakdancing, and then he lift off and go into outer space type shit. And then like it take about 60 seconds, and it's gonna make a whole video like a cartoon, and exactly what the fuck you just said. It's gonna spit that shit out just like that. So they got Sora is one of the programs that do that. The other one's called Fireframe. Like Fireframe do the same shit. You can just say whatever the fuck you want. It's gonna go right at that, make that shit, and spit that shit out right there. So I said, motherfuckers still online talking about motherfucking moon signs and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, Joe, hold on, nigga. You telling me we at a time that I could go right on here and say whatever the fuck I want to say. It's gonna print that shit up just like that. And motherfuckers don't even understand like the impact of that type of, like, the era we living in now is where the fuck all this shit was leading to from the fucking beginning. It's like, what, 3 years now into AI we in right now, and motherfuckers don't even know. Like, I got an app. I shouldn't even be saying this shit. I got an app called Cassette AI. Cassette AI. You can go right on that motherfucker and tell it what type of beat. You be like, look, make me a beat that sound like this, and it'll spit that motherfucker out just like that. Though it take about not even 20 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And then they give you different variations. So you go, okay, change this around. You can go in there and take out the kicks, the snares, all that shit right on them, like off fucking AI. Motherfuckers making beats, AI beats in motherfucking 20 seconds. I made like fucking 200 beats the other day, just sitting there, just fucking around. Okay, maybe you want to sound like this. Change that. I made like fucking 200 beats and like not even fucking like an hour. You know what I'm saying? Off of fucking AI beats. Like, you know what I'm saying? All like motherfuckers do not understand the magnitude of like where the fuck we at right now with AI. Like, where the fuck this shit is going. You know what I'm saying? Nvidia, mind you, like Nvidia got earnings tomorrow. I'm already in on Nvidia. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, Joe. I already told y'all. Like, I'm at a point now, like, some of y'all is gonna start naturally unsubscribing from this channel and getting the fuck off the channel, because like this is not what y'all, it's never been what y'all think it is. Like, you said, a lot of them why I hate videos and a lot of things like that is me giving a like a lot of shit, like I said, was done by request and me kind of like trying to keep this channel going. But like, ultimately, I've never been what the fuck you ever thought I was. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's getting to a point where like certain people, we're gonna have to close the chapter, and some of y'all gonna have to start making a decision whether or not y'all keep listening to what I'm saying or go follow the other shit, because like I ain't on that shit no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, like, it's naturally coming. It's naturally coming. You know what I'm saying? So the Nvidia stock right now is valued at, I think it's what, like, it's trailing like $2 billion. I think it's like $1.79 billion. It just passed Amazon. So I'm saying the only one that's kind of big in that, like Microsoft. Microsoft, I think, is worth like damn near $3 billion. It's like pushing like $3 billion, like fucking $3 billion company. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's only a few behind that, and like Nvidia is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Nvidia said they're about to pull out in the next 4 years. They're about to pull out $1 trillion, $1 trillion worth of fucking AI technology. Just to give you a comparison, AMD is a different style. AMD the ones that put the chips in the computer. Like, you probably seen AMD, you don't know it. Like, so they want to do like when you see the Pentium processor and all like the chips that go on the computers, some of them say AMD on it. So AMD said they're gonna put out $80 billion worth of fucking AI. They don't even scratch the surface of what the fuck Nvidia about to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, same shit, ordering your food, going to the hospital, you know what I'm saying, your bank, the way you interact with your bank, all this shit about to be literally taken over by straight AI. Like, it's already happening. You know what I'm saying? It's not, if you not, it's just like I think like when Google first came out. You say a lot of times people don't even know about like YouTube. The way YouTube became YouTube was because Janet Jackson put on my fucking titty. I might have said this shit on here. Like, a lot of people don't necessarily know this stuff. But like, before YouTube became YouTube, people didn't even know where to go to even find a video. Like it was like you had Daily Motion, Yeah, like AOL, you can upload videos on there. Like Yahoo, I think had a server at one point you could upload videos on there. It was all different types of just random servers that people was just uploading videos on. And then, like at the same time, like the only real search engine they had kind of back then was like Yahoo, and that search engine was bogus as hell because like 9 times 10, whatever you were searching for, people was uploading like fake shit that you had to click on. Like it would take you like 10 minutes to even find what the fuck you was looking for. Like you understand? Like back then, if when Janet Jackson put a titty out, like people didn't even know how to even go to search for it on the internet. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like most people went to Yahoo, but even at that time, you know what I'm saying? Like the way people's minds approach the internet, like they didn't even know how the fuck to even like. It was okay. How the fuck do you? I don't know. Like how do you find Janet Jackson? So they would just bring up their phone and say, okay, Janet Jackson. Like you didn't know to go to Google. You didn't even know to go to Google type shit. Like people, it's hard for people to imagine this shit now, but like I remember this shit. Like you know what I'm saying? So like eventually when they found Janet Jackson titty, like mind you, you gotta say at the same time, nothing like this had never happened in the history of mankind. Like everybody in the whole world jumped on the internet looking for something at the same time. Like that large amount, like you talking like billions of people all jumped in, like, oh my god, did he just pull her titty out? I think he did. And it was like everybody jumped on the internet at the same, like looking for it. And when they found it, it was on YouTube. Now you can go to the history of YouTube, you go on Wikipedia, look at it like, or you go to any site and like, how did YouTube become the site that everybody decides that we're gonna upload the video to YouTube? Like, why ain't it Vimeo or why isn't it Daily Mail? Like it was because everybody went and looked for that damn picture, that video of Justin Timberlake Aquarius pulling out fucking Janet Jackson titty. You know what I'm saying? And YouTube literally went viral. So after that, everybody started uploading shit to YouTube. You see what I'm saying? And it's like we kind of in that same era right now with the AI shit. And it like, if you could go back to that era, like where we at right now with AI, it's like you would be stupid not to position yourself. Like you got to position yourself, like especially if you listen. I ain't talking. I'm only talking to people that listen to the channel. Like you know what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck about the rest of the world. You know what I'm saying. But if you listening to this channel, you know what I'm saying, and you can hear what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, the magnitude of what I'm saying, and where we at right now. You know what I'm saying. You can literally go to an AI and tell that motherfucker whatever the fuck you want it to do, and it's gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like anything. It don't necessarily even have to be with computers. But like just to give you an example, like on my site, hoodx.com, I gotta be able to, like it's taking me a lot of time to go find new videos, to find all the videos, upload them to the server, you know what I'm saying? Upload them to the channel, program the channel. Like that shit take a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I was talking to the AI. I was like, hey, yo, how the fuck can I come up with an automated system that'll automatically find all the new videos for me and upload it to my site and I ain't gotta do nothing, it's gonna automate it. And it sat there and broke that shit down to me. It was like, look, yeah, okay, all you gotta do is do this. You gotta get the YouTube API, you gotta get the API uploaded to Selenium, then take Selenium, and then it's gonna have it interact with your browser, it's gonna record the motions, and then it's gonna automate it, do the shit for you. I was like, what the fuck? It was like, yeah, it's pretty easy. It was like, do you want me to walk you through it? I was like, yo, what? He's like, yeah, it take. I was like, how long would this take? It was like, depending on how you receptive you are, but on average, somewhere between like 5 to 6 hours. And I'm like, holy shit. Now, I'm sitting there reading this shit, and then I'm thinking about dude telling me, he's like, nah, in about another year or two, it's gonna be like Alexa. Alexa's gonna be literally sit there and walk you through that shit like a real person. I'm like, whoa, shit. I gotta get my mind right because like it's so much bullshit in my mind. I'm like, Joe, hold on, man. I gotta take out the trash, bro. I got so much shit sitting up in my mind. I gotta get rid of so I can get this whole interface loaded up. Like you know what I'm saying, and sort of start thinking like this. I'm like, you can literally, like, you can think of any industry in somehow, some way they're gonna be incorporate AI into that shit. I just told you, motherfuckers are already doing AI beats and AI video. So they're using anything like. Fucking anything. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do this. You talk to the AI, you be like, okay, how can I incorporate AI into this is what I'm doing right now? You be like, oh, all you gotta do is this, is that. And you be like, oh shit. And you be like, do you want me to walk you how to do it? You be like, what? I can literally automate anything. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. Oh, so somebody's, I don't, whatever you're saying is deleting it. You probably don't know. Who is this? Jeff Lane. Whatever you're saying is YouTube is automatically deleting it. So I don't know. So but yeah, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity we're in right now. Like it just depends on how you think. You know what I'm saying? It really depends on how you think. Let me see what we got. Trump or Biden? It's like asking fucking Lucifer or Satan. Nigga, I don't same shit. You know what I'm saying? But in the aspect of what's on your mind what you thinking about on a day-to-day basis, I'm trying to explain to y'all, there's a huge shift of automated shit. Like mind you, like if you've been online for the past 10 years, you've already felt a shift in the algorithms and things like you be sitting around talking about something. Like you be sitting around talking about um the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nah, that's too bad. Like you be sitting around talking about uh vegans or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't never talk about vegan. You know, I think about going vegan. You motherfucker eat all you eat is pork. You ain't never looked at a vegan. You know what I'm saying? I think about going vegan. You just say the shit to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then 10 minutes later, you bring out your phone, you also have a vegan ass coming at you like, oh, we tried this vegan. You think about going vegan? You be like, well, hold on, man. Hold on. What the fuck? Like that shit has already been, you know what I'm saying, in the algorithms for the past, you know what I'm saying, couple years. You can imagine right now, like they about to start putting $1 trillion worth of AI shit into the goddamn algorithms over the next 4 years. You can just imagine. Like whatever is on your mind right now, like you gotta literally stop and think, like, okay, what the fuck do I be thinking about all day? And like because like they literally about to start programming you. And like if you don't have a good understanding or perception of what's about to be happening, like you literally go, like if you already under the algorithms right now, like most people think they ain't on that, like Joe, you are definitely influenced by the internet. They about to start automating that shit at $1 trillion level over the next 4 years. You're not gonna have a choice to be thinking about what you're gonna be thinking about. Like they literally not about to giving you a choice. It's gonna be automated. It's already automated, but like they literally about to step that shit up like fucking a million times level. So if you gotta really stop and think, okay, what are my goals? What am I thinking about? What do I do on a day-to-day basis? Like you know what I'm saying, I was remind you, like if you got a job and you know say wherever you work at, you really got to start thinking about this shit. Like if you really have job security. Like if you think like in McDonald's, like a lot of shit in McDonald's is automated. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they need a lot of people to sit there and run the store no more. Like you gonna need to know how to program the damn machine type shit. You know what I'm saying? They got the White Castle out here, the Taco Bell, all that shit is ran off AI already. You know what I'm saying? So if you know what I'm saying, you really got to start looking at your life and be like, okay, like who am I? What do I really want to do? What do I want to leave behind? You know what I'm saying? Because once it's man, we already got 5G. People already forgot 5G. Already got people tweaking. You know what I'm saying? They just had a mass blasting at the damn Super Bowl parade. You know what I'm saying? It's already caught on 4 or 5 different angles. Like you know what I'm saying? 5G already got people moving off this. You know what I'm saying? When the AI kick in, these people like literally like drones. You know? So, you know, what I really want to leave behind at the end of the day is a message, not only that the king that understands, like, look, Joe, either you in the kingdom or you not. You in the kingdom or you not. Even if you got a lower position in the kingdom, you like just are you in the kingdom or you not? That's what's coming by you. Like the Christians are being relentless right now to the point like it's multiple denominations of Christians being like persecuted. Not only persecuted, but like they literally attacking every denomination, whether you Roman Catholic, Baptist, it's like no, they don't matter what type of Christian you're in, like people just don't people like you start talking about that right now, it's literally like they almost like the people who hate Christianity are almost worse than the alphabet community. You know what I'm saying? And they're like they just release like, no, I don't want to hear that. It's God, you're on your own person, you're on your own God. Anybody can have their own spiritual beliefs. Like they literally were like, it's like they project like just my like things I go through a lot. Like a lot of times I start talking about God, the people that start accusing me of the thing. Like they'll start doing what they accusing me of. Like they'll start cutting you off and all that. And they're like, I don't listen to that no more because this and that. And you be like, Joe, like we sit there talk about anything. We talk about the gay stuff. We talk about the black BLM. We talk about MAGA. We talk about all that. As soon as you start talking about anything to do with the Bible, that's when people just start tweaking. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be like, Joe, like I'm just talking about this like it's any other subject. Like you know what I'm saying? And like because you realize like there's a split happening right now, and they're like either you in the kingdom or you not. And mind you, this is in the Bible. The Bible say this too. It's like, Joe, as we get closer and closer, like people are gonna go from bad to worse. I forget what scriptures say that. It's like, Joe, people are gonna go from bad to worse, and then like the scriptures is gonna become more clear and clear. And then like you got to think what the technology is playing a big part of that. That's the thing that the Bible don't tell you. It's like the technology is literally like Like it's certain people on channels now. I've seen a lot. Like it's a trend now. People don't even call themselves human no more. They be like, I ain't human. I don't like being around humans and shit like that. Like people like you got little humans saying that they're not humans. Just like rappers saying they ain't rappers type shit. You know what I'm saying? You're like, Joe, how you hear you say you're human? I'm not human. You know what I'm saying? And then like they turn around and criticize the LGBT community for a dude saying that he not a, like, you know, they saying he a woman. Like how you gonna criticize a man saying he a woman when you sitting there saying that you ain't even a human? You know what I'm saying? That's where we at right now with we in a that's a cycle they call the anti-human phase. The anti-human phase of the Luciferian agenda, which is a side note. You know what I'm saying? But we go in the anti-human phase. People start treating animals and start treating the world, start treating the planet like man is literally at the bottom of the totem pole. Like, you know what I'm saying? People treat dogs better than they treat men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be like, don't yell at that dog, but motherfuckers sitting there yell at a man. You know what I'm saying? Girl, this motherfuckers do whatever. Fuck that, do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But motherfucker dog, no, stop yelling at the dog. It's a dog. It's a dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? People treat like the environment. Like, they're like, oh, we should kill men because men is polluting the planet. So the solution is to kill man type shit. Like, that's this anti-human faith. You know what I'm saying? We in that shit. So the scriptures, especially the concept of the kingdom, really brings a lot of that shit and more. It makes it more clear when you can claim. Like, hold on, oh, that's what it's talking about. It's like, right. So you got to make a decision. Like, are you in the world, or are you separate from the world? You know what I'm saying? If you separate from the world, then what is it that you're standing on? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the individualism and the dualism and things like that don't reap the same. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way that the kingdom do. My job is to leave that message behind. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Joe, okay, you got the world, you got the kingdom. The kingdom mindset don't just change your spiritual system, it changes everything in your entire life. And the way that you approach people, the way you can measure people's hearts, the way that you engage people, the way that you can read a situation and be like, all right, well, okay, this dude is receptive, this person's not receptive. You know what I'm saying? How invested are people in the world, in people's heathens? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes people don't call you for months, and then they'll just call you on your birthday, or they'll call you on Christmas, or they'll call you on Thanksgiving. They send a text out on Easter and shit like that, and you like, well, like, what the fuck? Like, you don't hear from the rest of the year. Like, heathenism, that's like paganism and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just about like being in the cycle of life and like how invested people are in the world. And like you see the same shit a lot of times, even with like certain people who's spiritual, they say they ain't spiritual, but then they had those contradictions with the holidays and stuff like that. Like, I don't celebrate birthdays, or I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but they still go and sit down with their family and eat dinner with them. Or they say, I don't celebrate Christmas, but they still accept gifts, and some of you still give gifts and stuff like that. And like, I don't celebrate Easter, but they still take the day off and reap the benefits of these holidays and stuff like that. And like how they weigh out and how they, you know what I'm saying, have a spiritual system. So a lot of times they motherfuckers sit there and contradict themselves. Like sometimes people just get bitter. Like, I don't celebrate this shit, I don't fuck with none of that shit, and they want to go on long rants on why you shouldn't partake in those types of things. And like you're saying, it's always that imbalance when you got your own spiritual system, instead of understanding the virtues and the secret messages and secret teachings of the kingdom. It gives you order in all of those. It gives you references in all of those areas, those pitfalls that a lot of times have in your own spiritual system. A lot of times people don't understand, like, Joe, the kingdom got answers for all that stuff. I done been through spiritual awakening. I've been through kingdom philosophy. You know what I'm saying? I can walk you through both. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when I talk to people about scripture, that's why a lot of times I talk about scripture. I be talking to scripture. People don't know that I know as much as I know about it. You're like, damn, you know astrology? I was like, bro, I know demonology. I know Kabbalah. I know all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason I'm pointing you to the scripture. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, that's why a lot of times people get lost. And like I don't have the authority to say what I'm saying. I'm like, nah, bro, I know that other shit, bro. And I'm trying to tell you. Like, you would wish that you had somebody explain it to you the way I'm explaining it to you. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, people think that, like, oh, well, at the end of the day, you know, I'm going to have my own way of doing things. It's like, yo, okay, well, yeah, there's a word for that, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not saying nothing new. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so much better to work for the kingdom from the inside out. It's better to, even if you don't believe, like, so you don't even believe in God. If you still, you can, it's like certain atheists that can break the Bible down better than certain Christians because they know the Bible better than certain Christians. You know what I'm saying? But like in that same aspect, if you're a Christian and you don't even know the Bible, you know what I'm saying? You out. That's where a lot of the other people who get turned off. They be listening to that shit. They listen to somebody who don't even know what the fuck they talking about, making up their own. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, like there's actual virtues. When you stop looking at it like scripture and you look at it like in real time, like the same way people look at astrology, you look at it, you can see that shit in real time. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so crazy that certain people can see certain other spiritual systems, but they can't see the Bible at work only because they don't know the Bible the same way that they know them other bullshit ass spiritual systems. But like, okay, Joe, if you knew the Bible the same way you knew that, nigga, you would see that shit is way more potent than that shit, bro. It ain't no way to ain't even no comparison. You know what I'm saying? Because you see the even when I'm dealing with astrology, and I deal with like a lot of times people don't even understand like astrology and zodiac. Like a lot of times people think astrology and zodiac the same shit. I had to break that shit down. People are like, no, like you know what I'm saying? Like that ain't even the same shit. You know. So, but like even when I deal with the elements versus like the planets, like you see what I'm saying? A lot of times I deal more with the. I try to look at it more so from the element aspect. Like even on this channel, like I push even though I like you hear me say astrology and I'll refer to the planets. From the most time part, my philosophy has always been closer to the elements, like the fire, the earth, and the air, and the water, more so than Mercury or Venus. And like that's why I don't do, you know, all of other, you know, this square, this planet is square, this and conjunction and all that. You don't hear me talking that shit like that, but you will hear me talk about the earth. You'll hear me talk about the water. You'll hear me do like water signs is blameless and fire signs, things like that. Like it's not necessarily the planet. You see what I'm saying? When you're going into the planets and things like that, you see what I'm saying, and divination and stuff like that, right? That's when you fucking with demonology and shit like that. And it ain't like I don't know that shit either. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, like when I go to explain the Bible to people, you know what I'm saying, they don't want to hear that shit, and then I be like, I will fuck it, shit. We can go to the left hand path. I can break that shit down too. Then that's when they be like, oh, and then like I can sit there and break that down. They want to hear that and think that that's the truth. Even though I sit there and tell them like, Joe, they don't even compare to this shit over there. They be like, still, just teach me that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know that, like I say, it's people that's out here more invested in the world. Like, is an order to things. When you more invested in the world, right, you kind of want to know, like, what the reaction of earth sign, fire signs, just Aries, like you kind of want to know that shit more because you be, like, invested in that shit and you trying to, like, it's like playing football. Like, okay, I'm going to run this play. I'm going to run this tactic and shit like that. Like, once you disassociate from all that, you step all the way back on all that, you realize, like, hold on, man, I'm looking at this whole shit, but it's like the hangman card in Tarot. It's like, hold on, I gotta take a whole step back and look at this whole shit and treat it as one thing instead of all these separate things. This is just one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like Smith, like in the Matrix. Like the Bible really kind of show you that the other spiritual systems don't really show you because like you kind of get lost in all of the specific. Like you're like, okay, well no, specifically this and if this leads to this and this has to lead to that and this is that and it's like no, like put things in the order and learn the order, learn that one story, just like you know your favorite movie, just like you know your favorite song. Know it in that order. Like if you still sitting there trying to guess, well, if this means this and this and that, and you don't actually know what scripture to go to and find it, and you can read it like in order and understand it, then you ain't got no bent. Like stop trying to over philosophize something that you don't understand. It's better just to Google that shit or ask the AI and get the understanding and then work from that instead of trying to guess it on yourself. And that's what so many people approach the Bible not knowing it, trying to philosophize from their own philosophy. The Bible tells you, says, it brings the things that's on the hearts of men to the surface. You know what I'm saying? So like when you start talking about these things, people start tweaking, they get passionate, they get excited, they want to talk, they want to over talk, start cutting you off and all that type of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom give you all of those virtues and understand like, okay, look, this is what you're going to go through 9 times out of 10. When you go out and start talking about the Bible, it's not going to be peaceful conversation. It's going to be yelling, it's going to be screaming, you're going to get cut off. You know what I'm saying? You might even get your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? You might even go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers might shoot your ass, motherfuckers might whoop your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like when you start learning, you be like, damn. You're like, right, now you still want to do this? Now me, I'm Aquarius. When I'm a revolutionary. When I hear shit like that, I'm like, damn, that's the most revolutionary shit you could do. Like you don't hear astrologers out here getting their ass whooped over they fucking like you know what I'm saying? You don't hear about motherfucking people doing spiritual systems, going to jail for like you saw even motherfuckers practice voodoo. Like you know what I'm saying? They, like you don't hear them about them being persecuted. Motherfuckers out here doing demonology, people don't even give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Just as soon as you mention putting your hand on the Bible or like putting your hand on the heart, something like that, talking about Christ in the church, like no, get that shit the fuck out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? After a while, man, my revolution around the Aquarius, I'm gonna start looking at it like, like, damn, the world is kind of getting heavy more involved into witchcraft and astrology. So like, Joe, that shit ain't cool no more. I was studying that shit when motherfuckers would think I was crazy. Now everybody said people be hitting me up years like, hey man, you know that astrology, all that shit, the zodiac, I don't even do that shit no more, nigga. By the time you figure that shit out, I don't even do that shit no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, some real shit. Because the ones, like I said, I ain't involved in the world like that. When the world wasn't fucking with it, I've always constantly been trying to get the fuck out. Whatever the world is on, I don't fuck with the world like that. I don't fuck with the internet. I think the internet is dumb as hell. I think celebrities is dumb as hell. I especially think the internet is dumb as hell. Like I really think, man, like if I could go back in time, like on some Terminator shit, I'd try to kill a motherfucker who made the internet, Joe. I'd be like, Joe, we should have never came up with that shit. Like for real. Like the internet is probably like the dumbest shit that was ever fucking made ever, Joe. You think about it, man. Like the internet be ruining motherfuckers' lives and shit. Like you think about like the internet done killed more people the fucking mass murder, the bomb they dropped on Hiroshima. This motherfucker's dead, still walking around like the internet did kill. Like the internet snatched your soul from you. Before you gotta think about this shit. Like somebody need to go back in time and stop the motherfucker from who made the internet. Ain't no way. Like you gotta think. Like I remember when motherfucking Kazaa came out, fucking LimeWire, motherfuckers downloading shit on the MP3. Motherfuckers saying back then the internet was fucking shit up. It was like, Joe, you can't even get the fucking. I remember motherfuckers had to go buy the damn CD and tape. I remember buying tapes, nigga. Motherfucking tape, be like fucking $20. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking internet come out, you download that shit straight to your motherfucking computer, like in fucking 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Internet with fucking world went crazy. Like, Joe, we ain't making no way. Forget it. They like, hey, we ain't going back. Motherfuckers crying all the way back then. Now we so far off and said we didn't forgot to the point now, like they don't even, Joe, fucking Walmart, Target, they talking about they ain't gonna sell DVDs no more. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, okay, so mind you, you go on motherfucking Paramount Plus, you go on Netflix, they talking about they pulling motherfucking shows. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't get it on DVD, right, and they pull your motherfucking show off the streaming shit, right, how the fuck you supposed to get your motherfucking media? You see what I'm saying? This shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, this ain't shit they've been saying back from the beginning. They think the internet helping shit. Like, no, you really fucking shit up. You really think about it. Like, y'all already said y'all not gonna put this shit on DVD. You only letting motherfuckers get access to the media for like a year or two before you pull this shit off the internet. After that, motherfuckers don't have no access to it, know it. Like, so if you ain't got no fucking DVDs and you ain't recorded the shit, how the fuck you supposed to watch this shit? That's what piracy and all that shit, that's why that shit is the way it is. Internet dumb as hell. Oh, I'm just gonna stream, Okay, right. We gonna see how that shit end up. That's why. This is what I'm saying. They've been saying this shit from the beginning. Somebody need to go back and like for real, like find a motherfucker who made, like, who made this shit. We gotta go back on some Terminator shit and kill that nigga. On my soul. Where that shit at? Where that shit at? Right, hold on, man. Real shit. Yeah, right. Of course, I ain't gonna find no sense talking. I had a whole list of shit. I was like, Joe, like, internet need to go. Right. Man, most people don't understand. Like, maybe I'm just old as hell. I remember pop-up ads, bro. Like you gotta click on the wrong shit, and like, motherfucker, you had a whole virus in your motherfucking computer, bro. Like going on the internet back in the day was like risking getting the motherfucking STD, bro. Like on some real shit. Like you had to have like 3 different types of fucking, bro. When the internet, people don't understand. Like when the internet first came out, it was like a prostitute. You could literally go. It might be still like that. It's just like they've been trying to clean it up. But it's like people don't understand. Like the raw nature of the internet has always been like just fucked up shit, bro. Like you would think like by now the internet been out for over what 30, 40 years, some shit. Like you would think we'd be in a fucking utopia right now. But you go online and you actually look at this shit that's online. The amount of fucking idiots this shit on. You be like, Joe, like, is this shit really helping us or is this shit making it worse? Like the internet is not helping. Like no matter how people, no matter like people say, well, yeah, it is because now you can reach across. Like right, but no, like if you really think on a global level, like the internet is really ruining the fucking world, bro. Like on some real shit. Like we need to just like cut that shit off and like figure out another way. Like go back to like like just cell phones maybe. Like you know what I'm saying? But like on some real shit. Like some people think it's a conspiracy that this shit been around for years. They were just trying to keep it because they knew like this shit was gonna fuck shit up. You gotta think, like I come from the era when the internet first came out, like motherfucking Jerry Springer was on. Like we had Jerry Springer. Motherfucking they had like reality shows. They was making fake shit, putting shit on the internet, making it look real. Like so if somebody watch that shit, they think that shit real, and I know that shit fake as hell. This is the first shit they was doing when the internet first came out. And that hasn't changed. Like we still own that same type of shit today. Like motherfuckers doing stupid shit. To the point, like that just literally become part of culture. Like motherfuckers doing fake, stupid shit, putting it out there like it's really them, and like there's no line drawn now between like who who the person really is versus they character that they portraying themselves online. Like literally, people calling themselves by their character name in real time, 24/7. Like it's not like okay, this is my character I'm portraying online. This is my real me. It's like nah, they didn't literally blended all that shit together. Like everybody think they some type of wrestler, rapper, porn star, OnlyFans, blogger, super nigga, all wrapped into one comedian, whatever type preacher, all wrapped into one thing now. And like people don't even know where that line is drawn between their real self and that character now. You know what I'm saying? Like the internet is the reason why that shit is doing that. Like I remember shit like Rotten.com. Like when that shit first came, like motherfuckers looking up dead bodies and autopsy pictures of Tupac and shit like that. Like that was the shit making the internet go viral. Like people wasn't jumping on the internet to try to learn the shit I was talking about earlier, like code and shit like that. Hey, you want to see Tupac motherfucking autopsy picture? I remember shit like that. Hey, they got fucking Kurt Cobain picture on the motherfucking internet. Oh shit, let's go see. Like it wasn't like, hey Joe, let's go figure out how to make $1 million. Let's go figure out how the fuck to get the fuck out of the hood. Like that's what my mind was always working back then. Like so I just didn't understand the patterns of how to work the internet and work the information. Like you gotta say, man, I got Pluto and fucking Libra. My whole generation got robbed with as far as the technology side. But that's why we retarded to this day. Like the new gen, like Gen Z, the motherfuckers that jump on TikTok, Facebook, they can trust the internet. They trust that shit. Okay, Facebook is Facebook, right? YouTube is YouTube, right? Twitter is Twitter, right? TikTok is TikTok, right? Like I come from an era, no matter what you put your hand in, they come snatch that shit right out. That's the Pluto and Libra type shit. They would snatch, like you ain't know what the fuck to do. Like you like, okay, I just spent $150 on mind you, first of all, you just spent like fucking $600-700 buying a goddamn computer. Then you turn around and buy like $100-200 worth of software. Just as soon as you get home with the software, you plug the shit on. That shit already fucking obsolete. They got some whole other shit you gotta fucking learn. Like you be like, okay, like it wasn't no updates like that back in the day. Like you had to go buy the whole new software that was better that you didn't know. Like you didn't know which was the best software, so you had to literally sit there and experiment with all that shit. And like last time you had the money for that shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I come from that shit. Like you gotta say, like you go on TikTok right now, the whole interface they got on TikTok, like you could do green screen, you could do all type of effects, all type of shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Back in the 90s, if you had like to get access to that type of shit, you would have had to pay millions of dollars. This shit they put on TikTok for free. Like motherfuckers don't understand like how essential that shit is right now. Like you know what I'm saying? My whole generation, like we was literally the generation, my whole like anybody born in my generation is slowly starting to fall off the motherfucking internet because as the AI and there's more shit kick in, like motherfuckers' brain freeze up. Like if you got Pluto and Libra, the motherfuckers' brain freeze up when it comes to that technology shit because it's Libra. It's like our whole generation constantly got fucking robbed when it came to like, look, like we don't trust that shit. Especially like the motherfuckers older than me, like the Pluto and Virgo, like the motherfuckers really don't fuck with that shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't trust that shit at all. You know what I'm saying? Because like they still thinking that like, okay, just as soon as I learn that, I'm gonna have to learn some other shit like that motherfucking brain be scattered. Motherfucking millennial, you know what I'm saying, Gen Z motherfuckers jump right in there, do, they got it, and they know that shit is a staple, and those talking about abstractions, it only adds on to the shit you already know. So like if you fucking with a cell phone, and in order to zoom in, you got to put both your thumbs and do like this to zoom in. You know what I'm saying? Years later, they incorporate that into other shit. Like you trying to edit a video or you trying to maneuver something on the screen, right? You already kind of know that you put your thumbs like this and do like this. That's an abstraction. Things like that grow. Like earlier I was talking about when you talking to AI, you want to say, explain to me like it's 5 years old. Things like that and actually grow into other abstractions as we evolve through the technology. So if you don't know those things, right, you be sitting there fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, if you fucking with the phone, you do like this, you see, okay, on TikTok, use those same concepts. Those concepts have evolved into the technology. So I'm saying, motherfuckers from my generation, we get so far behind with the technology. By the time we get on there, we don't even know how to do the basic shit that came out 5-10 years ago that the new generation that already took for granted. Like, so I'm saying, so like the motherfuckers be lost in the abstractions. Like, it's basic shit. Like, I remember even when Windows came out, like people didn't even know how to close the window and shit like that. Like, people didn't know how to even go into the computer and open up folders and find shit in the computer and shit like that. I was like, damn, like, you take it for granted that you know that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, it'd be generations before that shit don't know that. So if they don't know that, they definitely don't know how to work a motherfucking Android. You know what I'm saying? And it's the new AI shit coming out. These motherfuckers is about to get pushed all the way the fuck out the motherfucker. The whole shit. Like, they about to fall victim to the technology. You know what I'm saying? If you can't sit there and remind you, like, I'm just sitting there talking shit on the internet. Like, trust me, this motherfuckers is way colder than me. They could like really sit there and break that down. If anything, I don't know. I just jump right on the ChatGPT and ask it. It's gonna break it down to me. But like, trust me, there's people out here who know this shit like the back of their hand. You know what I'm saying? And you got to really answer like you already falling victim to the shit with the way they marketing to you already. Some people can't even put their phone down. They be on fucking Facebook all fucking day, begging for validation all day. Why don't nobody like my post? Why don't nobody fuck with me? Why don't nobody share my shit? And like motherfuckers just getting bitter and bitter and more bitter and bitter and bitter and lost it. And they understand like that you in a fucking algorithm, nigga. You just another spoke on the wheel. Cause like you look at all your other friends, everybody get more and more irritated on social media. Everybody posting negative shit like literally all day. Like I don't even like jumping on that shit no more. I be like, yo, this shit played. Everybody all irritated, negative. All my motherfucking people how to follow is fucking dead and crazy and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I just found, like I said, fucking Dawa dead. What's his name? Bobby Hemmett had a stroke. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody can what's his name? Even Sinetta, he only doing Black Hebrew Israelite shit with Lex. What's his name? Lex. I can't even think of his name. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He not even put out the same content like that no more. You know what I'm saying? He tried to do the debates, but like most of that shit like Black Hebrew Israelite shit like they don't like Sinetta, not Sinetta, Polite in jail. Fucking for you know what he in there for. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, stop and think about what I'm saying, bro. Look at your average shot people you've been following for years. Look at their channel. Look at this shit they talking about. Motherfuckers going from bad to worse. It's not helping, bro. Like let's say, like you on the internet every day reading the show. You like, yo, you should be a millionaire by now. Like, how the fuck is you studying all this shit trying to get ahead? It's like, and your motherfucking life getting worse. You said at some point you gotta close that motherfucking book. Like, wait, hold on, Joe, this shit ain't working, bro. Like, that's insanity. You keep doing the same shit over and over again. It's like, okay, Joe, is it like, why are you where you want to be? How long you been studying this shit for? Really ask, okay, is it working? Now, if I put Python in front of your ass, you know what I'm saying? I put a Python course in front of you. Could you really sit down and do that shit? Okay, this course got 25 lessons. It's gonna take you about 20 days to do this shit. By the time it's over, you're gonna learn the whole code system. Can you do that shit? Like, hell no. But you will jump your ass on motherfucking social media every day and look for validation and try to find some shit like it's really helping your life. You like, Joe, that shit is not helping your fucking life, bro. I promise you, it's not. You know what I'm saying? You can see me as a negative person. You see me as a fucked up person. You see some real shit. Like, take a look at your life and ask you, okay, is it working? Is it where you at? Like, if not, then some got to go. Some got to change. How invested really are you in this world? Is it working? When Christmas come around, you gonna sit there and stress yourself out? Oh, I ain't got nothing to give. I gotta buy no. Oh, you gonna right? You gonna sit there and tell yourself, I ain't gonna even worry about it. Then goddamn Christmas Eve hit and you sitting around, oh shit, I ain't buying nothing for nobody. I didn't fuck nobody. And then you running out on Christmas Day, wait the last minute, go try to fuck like that type of shit, nigga. Right? That shit every right. You another spoke on that wheel. You gotta figure that shit out. When the motherfucking birthday come around, you sitting there trying to stress yourself out, trying to figure out how you gonna come up with the money to spend, pay all that. Right? You be like, yo, why the fuck am I going through this shit every year, right? You stuck in a motherfucking cycle. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times, just to say, I'm off the grid. I don't come out much. I don't come on this channel much. I don't talk much. Like, I don't expect, like I said, I don't expect, it ain't like I'm sitting expecting a whole bunch of people listening to what I'm saying. I do this shit for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't come out much. So, like, you know, the more you disassociate yourself from the world, you know what I'm saying, and move into a kingdom mindset, and you start to see, like, you talking like literally like 99% of the world is fucked up. You gotta think like the Jews, you don't never see the Jews like that. Like, man, like if you've been following, like most of y'all ain't signed up for it, you signed up for that. You say, it's a series I've been following. Famous Richard, he been running up in the damn Chabad Lupovich. Y'all probably don't even know this shit. You know what I'm saying? Famous Richard, he from Chicago on King David, on BD. You know what I'm saying? He a BD. He all the way fuck out New York, running up in the Jewish synagogues, trying to see the tunnels. You know what I'm saying? Now, he already know they didn't sealed it up, but like he just trolling. He run up in the damn synagogue. They try to jump his ass. He ran up in there like 3 times. They kicked his ass up out there like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, we following this shit on her day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. You know, it ain't the time we in right now. You gotta stand whatever you stand on. You gotta stand on that shit. You know what I'm saying? The way that the kingdom work, it give you that insight where it's like, yo, you really start to realize most of the world is doing the same shit, and like either you're in that or you're not. And like no matter how much you think that you ain't in it, it's like, Joe, like no, 9 times out of 10, you in it. You still paying taxes. You still celebrating holidays. You still in that automated national thinking or spirituality over religion, like all that. It's like, no, bro, like this is not individual thinking. Individual thinking is actually starts with a king mindset. Like this is what I was talking about, but like it was a different type. You know what I'm saying? But it's a kingly mindset. You okay? How not royalty or I'm the shit, but it's more understanding brotherhood, understanding the people around you are your brothers, and you want to love them like your brothers, and you want to actually pick up the phone and call them. Yes, you want to go over there and check up on them. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, now some people make that difficult. You know what I'm saying? Just make it difficult for you. So sometimes you gotta love people from a distance. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, the kingdom mindset, it give you, like I say, a way to look at people's hearts and read people's hearts in real time. Most people's hearts is fucked up. So that don't necessarily mean you want to attack or go away. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, at least you had that insight, which is a much better insight than knowing somebody's moon sign or their planet and things like that. Now, mind you, it don't hurt to know them things. You see what I'm saying? Obviously. You see what I'm saying? But really what it boiled down to is receptivity toward the kingdom. You got to look at people moral. We in a world now where money got more value than morals. You know what I'm saying? That's why people, you go look at their award shows and shit like that, people are up there literally dressing like demons and all that shit and still up there thanking God. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, at the end of the day, the money is going to push that philosophy more so than God. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that, like, people gonna, you know what I'm saying, set their morals aside in order to go chase a bag every time. Like 9 times out of 10. You see what I'm saying? Now, either you a part of that shit or you not. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, oh, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, the kingdom don't, it's like they say, I don't want no parts of this world. No parts of this world. None of it. I'm blessed to be in a situation like I don't even pay taxes, bro. I got own my own house. I don't pay no mortgage on it. You know what I'm saying? I can jump on here whenever I want. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I keep myself cut off, removed from the world, like totally removed from the world. Like the Jews, shit. Might even the Jews. I try to go in a little like Joe, like no, I'm off the grid. You know what I'm saying? So when you separate yourself all the way from the world like that, I can always go back into the world if I want. Like it ain't like I want to celebrate a birthday. I want to do like man, I don't, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like in the Matrix, they plug that shit in the back of their neck. They make a decision. Okay, I'm gonna go into the Matrix. Okay, plug that shit in the back of my neck, so I'm going. Like it ain't like I can turn that shit back on if I want. Or like Cypher say, and we was like, okay, make me an actor, put me back in the Matrix, and I don't want to way back up. Like, if I really wanted to do that, I could do that. I could drink. I start drinking, start doing cocaine, start doing crack. You know what I'm saying? And just put myself back to sleep if I really want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. Why? Because I'm so far removed from the world that I can see that like I'm in a much better place than I was when I was in the world. That like you being on the opposite end of that, especially you being on the opposite end of the table, you can hear what I'm saying, but it ain't gonna resonate unless you really fully that far out of the world. You really gonna feel what I'm saying. That's why I already understand it. Like most people's not gonna feel what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because most people is in the world. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like I said, I sit there and talk to AI. I sit there and talk to cut the camera on and just talk and like document. Like you understand too. Like I spend a lot of time like just looking in the mirror and praying. You know what I'm saying? I spend a lot of time just sitting and looking in the mirror and praying. You know what I'm saying? Because the world got a way of sneaking up on you. Like you like, okay, right, got it. You go out in the world and then, you know what I'm saying, somebody being hey, somebody, like the dopamine receptor kick in and shit like that, and then like it kind of throw you off. It's like, nah, bro, like you gotta spend a long time like looking at yourself in the mirror, in your face in the mirror, and like just praying to God. Because it literally fortify you on what you want. Man, I've just been blessed in so many ways that like so many people like it's really hard to relate to me. I get that. Like I be like, Joe, you ain't gonna relate. That's a lot of time I don't really try to even talk. A lot of time you look at Jehovah's Witnesses, they gonna knock on people's doors. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers start hiding and closing the window. They don't even want them to fucking know they that. You see, these are people that's removed from the world. You know what I'm saying? So like when they go out into the world, you see that contrast. They be like, oh shit, I don't even want to. Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? I can sit down and talk to anyone. On the Aquarius Act, we sit down, we socialize with anybody. We got all type of friends, all type of all places. You know what I'm saying? Asian, Chinese, black, all type of spiritual systems. People study demonology. People worship Satan. People Jews, Islam, Black Hebrew Israelites, Buddhism. You know what I'm saying? All type of shit. You know? I can sit down and have a conversation with any of them and learn, you know what I'm saying, all types of things. Everybody can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the world works. You know what I'm saying? And a big part of the thing about people underestimate Satan, bro. Like a lot of times people blame on God, it be Satan. Like, okay, if you do believe God is real, or if you don't, you know what I'm saying, or if you want to entertain it to, you know, play devil's advocate and things like that, it's so important that's why when people start explaining shit from their own standpoint. Oh, well, if God did this, why are you like, Joe, it's Satan, bro? Right? Like, okay, if you want to entertain God, make sure you're entertaining the same fact that Satan is there. Because, like, you want to dip and dive in and out of the Bible and, like, pick and choose which sides you want without knowing that, like, 90% of shit, like, Satan actually runs this world. If you look in the Bible, it tell you that multiple times. Like God do not run this world. Satan runs this world. So like if you sitting there trying to, if you don't know what the fuck you talking about, you be sitting there, well, why does God do this and God do that? Like God ain't doing none of that. Like 9 times out of 10 it be Satan. You know what I'm saying? So like when talking about spiritual order and knowing what you're talking about, you know what I'm saying, things like that. When you dealing with the world, you understand when you're that far removed from the world, you looking at Satan. Whether you believe in that shit or not. You know what I'm saying? Because like, even if you don't believe in Satan, motherfuckers know that demons is real. You know what I'm saying? If you don't believe demons is real, just go drive your ass right down to 63rd and King Drive in motherfucking Chicago, or drive your ass out to fucking Roseland, and then sit and tell me that demons ain't real. You feel what I'm saying? So whether or not you believe that shit is real, like I say, as we keep moving through time, people get from bad to worse. The scripture is gonna become more clear and clear, whether you get that shit or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to preach. I'm not a preacher. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm an aspect of the kingdom. It's kingdom philosophy. You know what I'm saying? I specialize in spiritual order more so than preaching or like religion or like church. Cause like a lot of shit is bullshit anyway. Like church, a lot of church is bullshit, and then like it's false religion. The Christians in there are like it's still sheep, and they're like you still have the sheep mind and the goat mind. That's why when a lot of times people jump on the internet, say, "Oh, the church is fucked up," or the churches is like at the end of the day, the people in the church still have a sheep mind. You got sheep mind, you got goat mind. Goat mind, motherfuckers want to do this shit on their own. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, oh, I can just do whatever the fuck I want to do. Not only like Cain, just because you worship God don't mean God gotta fuck with you. God, you know what I'm saying? God don't say I accept your worship. A sheep mind is motherfuckers. Okay, this is the truth. I can try to follow the crowd. So a goat mind gonna try to come in here and like take it over, or get you to think of the opposite way, or go the opposite way. It's like these motherfuckers is naturally thinking the opposite way. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's nothing wrong. Like if you look at something you see is wrong, okay, then it's wrong, right? There's nothing wrong with pointing out things wrong as long as you're still part of the same team. You're still moving with the crowd. It's a whole other thing to like be like, and that's the other thing too. Like the scripture don't turn goats into sheep. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got a goat to try to pretend to be a sheep, but eventually he gonna show you he a goat. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing about the kingdom mindset is finding sheep that like it's like a shepherd. It's like on this plain, it's a playing field, right? We got the wolf, we got the sheep, we got the shepherd, and we got goats. So saying you okay, which one are you? You know what I'm saying? Now, if motherfucker tell you they're a wolf, then you already know what you're dealing with in the game. You know, somebody tell you, okay, this is a sheep. Okay, this is somebody that's kind of got to be guided. You know, you got a shepherd. Like, okay, you grow as you mature in your spiritual growth, hopefully you become a shepherd. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to keep the sheep away from the wolf type shit. Like that's the game that you're playing. But then you got the goat. You're saying who has the constant mindset of like, Joe, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna stand over there in that flock. I'm just gonna go out here and go do whatever the fuck I want to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, if he's right, then he'll have success. When he's wrong, then he gonna run and eat. That's the exact motherfucker the wolf gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. You can't turn a goat into a sheep. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can shepherd sheep, but you can't shepherd per se a goat. Like a goat is constantly gonna run off. It's gonna do its things its own way. And you guys look at this as like people kind of think the same way. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you run into a goat, you never gonna turn a goat into a sheep. You can't, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can try to explain things to them and show them things how it makes sense, but ultimately, like, a goat is always gonna be a goat. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom mindset is gonna show you that you're not trying to turn goats into sheep. You gotta kind of look at the nature of people's hearts. Like I say, like, you get a real good way to read people's hearts. Astrology, how you think you can change people, or try to explain things from a certain way that's going to resonate. It's like, Joe, like, you already know, don't none of that shit work anyway. But 9 times that shit backfire. You know what I'm saying? Scripture give you a better perception. Like, okay, you're dealing with somebody who thinks that they better, somebody who thinks that they know better. So the best thing you can kind of do is give them room to, like, you know what I'm saying, and just keep them outside of the kingdom. Like, you know what I'm saying, you still associate with them, you still, like, you know what I'm saying, mind you, Jews really were supposed to have this mindset, but it ended up becoming a Christian concept. But like, you gotta think about like the concept of Hanukkah and like how Jews have always been exclusive or like separate from the world. Like even to this day, the stuff that's going on with the war and stuff like that, and like how the UN is basically backing whatever, even though they wiping out tens and thousands of it ain't funny. I shouldn't be laughing like that. But you know what I'm saying? They wiping out tens of thousands of people in the Gaza Strip. You know what I'm saying? The UN is just going to go along with whatever, you know what I'm saying? And like the Jews have always had that inside track toward exclusive, like how the world kind of follows their lead. You know what I'm saying? It's always been like that. So the same concept of a kingdom mindset and looking at the world and seeing that world and disassociating yourself from that, and you creating your own path, eventually it's going to draw sheep to that instead of you trying to, you know what I'm saying, validate yourself to the world. Eventually the world is going to start following you if you operate from the kingdom mindset. You know what I'm saying? But you always going to run into that goat mind, like somebody who can pretend, like, you know what I'm saying, always try to lead you in that opposite direction. A lot of times when you discuss in the Bible with people, you be dealing with the goat mind. Like, you know what I'm saying, like people who, okay, what about this? And what about that? And what about this? And it's like, you can't really put it in order. And it's like, Joe, like, no, just go in sequence, Joe. Start here and start here. It's like the only way you can learn math is by doing math. You know what I'm saying? You can't, like, it's like, I can't explain to you why 3 plus 4 is 4. I mean, 3 plus 4 is 7. You know what I'm saying? I can just, like, that's the way math works. You run someone over, oh, sometimes 3 plus 4 can equal 8. Like, Joe, like, no, nigga, like, it don't work like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What you need to do is learn math. And then, like, learn, you know what I'm saying, what it is. And then start trying to prove 3 plus 4 is 8. And all that goofy shit that you know what I'm saying, that you saying. Because what you saying don't make sense from the aspect of what this is. Like a lot of what people think it is, like, Jordan, ain't even what it is. This is not spiritual awakening. This ain't magic. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times it should be Greek. A lot of times people think that the Greek shit is what is in the Bible. Like, Jordan, ain't even what it is. That's some bullshit. Oh, this ain't hell. Like, this ain't motherfuckers going to heaven. Like, people don't even know that. It don't, like, don't nobody go to hell. Don't nobody go to heaven. It tell you that in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? That's some Greek shit. You know what I'm saying? The Hebrew system has never had nothing to do with heaven or hell. Like, as far as us here, that everything was supposed to happen here on earth. The Bible tells you this. You know what I'm saying? People don't know that. People go into the Bible thinking, oh, if I die, I'm going to go to hell. If I die, I'm going to go to hell and heaven. Like, it don't say that never nowhere in the Bible. A lot of times people think that Noah's Ark say it's supposed to put 2 animals on the ark. Like, if you go read it, Exodus 7:2, it tell you right there that it was 7. They put 7 animals on the ark. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think it's 2. It's hella stuff like that in the Bible. There's so many things in the Bible. Like, people think, like, they got the Gentile narrative, thinking they're like, okay, this is what it say. Like, Joe, that is not what it say. You just got the Gentile narrative. You don't have the actual narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you actually understood what it actually said, you would see that it makes perfect sense. But because you going off of what you heard from the next person and what the next person told you, because you went up in the church and heard the preacher speak real fiery about it and not knowing what he's talking about, right? You thinking that, like, you just operating off confusion. I wouldn't get up here and, like, you got to think about my astrology videos, bro. I wouldn't even get up on here and talk like this if I didn't absolutely know what I was saying was true. I'm still Aquarius at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, this, at the end of the day, like, some people have to start making a decision whether or not they want to listen to this or not. AI is moving at a rate that the world is, like, literally about to be on AI time. So, like, this is why it's so important for me. Like I said, I separate myself from the world through kingdom mindset. The more I separate from the world, the more I'm looking, I'm watching, I'm separating myself from AI. And moving. As we're moving into the future, like, oh shit, like, damn. Like, oh. Motherfuckers, automated drone mode. Go follow online. Go look at people's social media accounts. Look at all the negativity. And it's like people trying to seek that validation, trying to get more and more. Women are getting more and more, like, you know what I'm saying, naked. And, like, niggas is saying more reckless shit on the rap shit. And, like, motherfuckers is literally flashing guns. Like, go look at the YSL case. Like, you know what I'm saying, with Young Thug and, like, shit like that. It's like, Joe, you literally jumping on the internet. Mind you, like, it's bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying, talking about freedom of speech, stuff like that. But, like, at the same time, it does raise a valid point of where we're at in this world. And they're like, Joe, dude's literally a criminal. You know what I'm saying, with a record deal, putting this shit out of the real. Like, at some point, we got to really stop and think, like, wait, hold on. Like, right, this is real shit. And we are kind of celebrating this shit. Maybe we should take a second look at, like, this is getting a little worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and, like, it's getting more automated. It's automatically going from worse to worse. Automatically getting worse. Automatically getting worse. It's affecting the spiritual community's subconscious. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, you got to disconnect. Like, you know how your phone be stalling? You know what I'm saying? Like, you on the phone, be like, shit. And you got to just, like, hold the button down and let it reset and reset the whole phone. And then you be running smooth after that. That's what the kingdom do. You know what I'm saying? It gets you that. It's like a reset button. But, like, you get everything running back smooth. Like, okay, it put things in its proper order. If you chasing money over morals, you know what I'm saying, eventually, until you switch that, you're going to keep going through the same thing you're going through. You out of order. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to keep reaping the benefits of that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of times people, too, they'll come to you crying, you tell you, Why is it like this? Like, you know what I'm saying? But next day they jump right online and be right back front and like everything cool. You got saying this is automated now. It's dualism. But yo, you were just literally crying on your page, on fucking Instagram. You was literally crying on Instagram. And the next day, you up here partying and turned up in a motherfucking club. Explain that to me. It's automatic. You know what I'm saying? There's no separation between motherfucker's true self and the character they're trying to portray themselves on the internet. So separate from this. Get out of this shit, bro. Get out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Get a real understanding of what AI is and where it's going. You know what I'm saying? So when it's in your face, just like the 5G shit, like when you see this shit, you know, a lot of people already forgot we on the 5G. You see, what the fuck is 5G? Right? Okay. So the fact that when you see those shoot over the crowd, you can watch from 5 to everybody pull out their phone and upload it all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So you can go on Twitter and literally go through all them phones all at the same time. That's not exactly what 5G is, but I'm saying as far as how things like that affect the human perception in real time. Like you're saying, in real time. Like, so, okay, how does 5G affect people in real time? Okay, the fact that I can basically, if everybody decided to cut their phone, everybody at a concert, and they all pull out their phone and go live at the same time, me sitting at the crib, I can go just search for it and go through any one of the phones and view that shit right there in real time. You see what I'm saying? That's the 5G shit. You see what I'm saying? Now, okay, how do we improve that with AI? You know what I'm saying? Add another layer to that to AI, and then like shit will automatically sit there and interact with you in real time. You know what I'm saying? In real time while you watching somebody else's shit, like in real time, you can sit there and interact with it in real time. You know what I'm saying? That's where this is all going. So the world will get lost in that. You know what I'm saying? It's different between like I ain't saying like stay away from it. What I'm saying is learn it and look at it and find out where that separation is. Like don't let that shit up in the kingdom though, man. Like you know what I'm saying? You gotta really appreciate your own subconscious. Like most people, a lot of people don't even know their own sign like that, or even know the inner outs works. Like you got to really know your sign, not really your sign, but like yourself, and really actually like and love yourself in a way that's like, yo, I can't let that shit fuck my brain up like that. I can't let this shit ruin me like that. So I say I don't come on here much. Because I know a lot of times people want me to come on here and they want to see the dude sitting there talking about how he hate the signs and shit. Like, yo, that ain't who the fuck I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I said. That's what's fucked up about the world. Is like people like that's where we at right now. You know, it's how hard it is to get on the internet right now and try to put out a positive message with all the fucking negative shit, and people scroll right past. People don't give a fuck. Like you know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying. You got to really figure out who you are and stand on that shit. You know what I'm saying? In these times, you're like, don't give a fuck who watching or not. Like you know what I'm saying? Because the goal is to push the bullshit over who you really is. Like you got to think when you was a kid, how much shit you knew. You used to get up and dance. You saying you watch motherfucking the show get off, you literally get up and start dancing. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking Power Rangers go out, motherfucker get up and literally start doing kung fu. Wrestling go out, motherfucker literally get up and start wrestling. Michael Jackson go out, motherfucker get up, literally start dancing. You know what I'm saying? You be like, I forgot. I used to feel right, exactly. Right. You know what I'm saying? You go back in that kingdom mindset, start bringing that shit back. You like, I forgot I could even do this. You gotta think we in a TikTok renaissance. We in a TikTok renaissance. People don't understand that shit. TikTok renaissance changing everything. I was just explaining this shit to my brother. You know what I'm saying? I seen a commercial with The Rock today. They got this new commercial with The Rock. It's like an energy drink. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting there talking to himself at the end of the commercial. He's sitting there talking to himself. And it's like fucking 5 different variations of him. And it's got Lotto playing in the background. There's a Lotto song playing in the background. Some energy drink commercial he just came out with. But it looked like a TikTok. It's like you can see the TikTok influence. You ain't never seen The Rock do no shit like that. But TikTok got motherfuckers out here trying to keep up with the TikTok algorithm because we in the renaissance, especially since they took all the music off TikTok. But y'all don't understand what I'm saying, bro. Y'all really don't understand what I'm saying. I hope y'all understand. I don't know. Like, y'all just be sitting there talking. But like, I see the motherfucking commercial. Hold on, man. Let me show y'all this shit. I see the motherfucking commercial with the nigga Aquaman. What's the dude name play Aquaman? What's that dude name? Big long hair dude. I can't even see this shit. What's the dude name who played Aquaman? Joe? I can't think of his name, Joe. Hold on, let me Google this shit. Gotta play Aquaman. Jason Momoa. Right. I seen him in a commercial. What was it, a Verizon commercial? Yeah, yup. Hold on. Right. Look at this shit, bro. Look at this shit. Hold on.
First, I had cable, but those cords were in me.
Hold on. I don't want to flag the damn thing. So like this what I'm saying. We in a TikTok renaissance. Now mind you, this a A-list actor. You know what I'm saying? You can go look this up. I ain't gonna play this whole shit, but like he started they dancing and shit. He doing backflips and shit, and then at the end like some waterfall on him. It's hella gay overtones in this whole commercial, but he's singing and shit, and then at the end a bunch of waterfall. It's like fucking super gay. Now mind you like, why are they taking it? Mind you, I say The Rock just did one. What was it? Let me see. The Rock got kind of one. The Rock energy drink. This just came out like I think it was like today or yesterday. And it's kind of it ain't like he ain't dancing and singing, but it's like some TikTok type shit. Like yeah, here you go. Look at this shit. Like, you go look this up too. I ain't gonna play the whole thing. I'm just kind of skip through it. See, I can't play it because like it's got Lotto song playing in the background. But like dude turns to The Rock, like that's The Rock. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, like it really takes away the effect that you can't hear the music playing with it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, Joe, that's The Rock. That's one of the most highest paid actors in Hollywood. Doing basically like a fucking TikTok ad. Like, look at this shit. This just came out, I think, like yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Look at this shit. And like I ain't gonna play all shit. You go look it up yourself. You know what I'm saying? There was another commercial too. It was a Super Bowl commercial. Damn, what was that commercial? I can't even think of it. But like, it's the same shit. Like you start noticing these patterns. Like it's a TikTok renaissance. Like they got like he's not a boomer per se. Like The Rock ain't a boomer, but like that generation, like they got like they even got boomers, motherfuckers doing like TikToks and shit. Like TikTok commercials look like TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we in a renaissance of the TikTok era right now, and they're like you have to have some type of dance. You know what I'm saying? Or some type of you gotta think like you know what I'm saying. If you at that age now, or if you already so deep into the spiritual routine that you can't even dance, like you gotta think like if Hollywood came at you and was like, "Hey Joe, we want you to do a commercial like this, and we're gonna put a little mustache on, you gonna put this, and you gonna do this, and we're gonna shoot you through multiple scenes like that." Like the average motherfucker, it's a separate thing we talking about. I ain't talking about dressing up like a woman per se. So say that's a whole nother issue. So saying. But I'm just saying, as far as like, okay, we're gonna have you dance, and then we're gonna put you in this costume, and we're gonna flip you around, shit like that. Like people be like, what? And you're like not knowing, like Joe, that's the standard of where we at right now. The same thing I just told you before. The same technology they got in the TikTok app back in the '90s, we would have had to pay tens of thousands of dollars to get that same technology. You know what I'm saying? It's literally the standard now. I hope y'all can get what I'm saying. Like you know what I'm saying? So like you gotta think like, what do your dance look like? Like even what's this shit? Napoleon Dynamite. We're at the end of Napoleon Dynamite. He got up there and started dancing and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really when this shit kicked off. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that, like, you can speak more. Everybody gonna have to have their own. It's hard to explain, man. Like, everybody gonna have to have their own dance or their own TikTok type of way of attracting people now, or you're not going to. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a standard now. It's going to be the standard. Like, even when you watch the late shows and shit like that, like the skits and shit that they be doing, it's going to start looking more and more like TikTok. You remember where you heard this shit from. Like, it should be in a TikTok renaissance. You know what I'm saying? Everything is going to start looking more and more like TikTok. So, like the concept of, like, motherfuckers just sitting down doing blogs and shit like that, like, it's going to get more and more, like, obsolete. And then, like, you're going to have some type of, like, something. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be standard. That's like even the videos, like you look at the man, y'all don't understand this shit, bro. Like I spent a lot of times editing videos with programs called fucking Adobe Premiere, Sony Vegas, You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers had to spend hundreds of dollars to get access to this. And mind you, I was doing pirate shit. I would just steal that shit. But like, same shit. Like, them programs like hundreds of dollars. And like, even to get the effects, like, you had to pay separate for, like, even after you bought the program, you realized you couldn't do none of the shit you want to do because you still had to pay for the effects and shit like that. And like, that was a whole nother thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? The way that they got this shit now, bro. I'm gonna show you this shit. You go on TikTok. Hold on. We'll press this. I don't like if you ain't never fuck with TikTok, I mean if you already fuck with TikTok, you already know what I'm saying. But if I click this shit. I ain't never use this on this phone. Allow effects. I'm gonna show y'all this right here. Come on, man. Right. Look at this shit. See this shit? Allow. Look at this. Like all these right here, these effects. This shit would cost thousands back in the day. Like on Premiere, Sony Vegas, they give you all this shit for free. You know what I'm saying? Which blew my mind. And the same thing, you on CapCut? I don't know if you ever heard of CapCut, but like that's I had to learn this shit just recently, maybe like a year ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the standard now. Like, I'm sitting there operating off of Sony Vegas and Premiere now, not knowing it, like, yo, that shit is obsolete. Like, you trying to do hip hop videos and like the type of shit they doing now. It's like they like trying to upload the effects into the program. I was like, yo, you ain't gonna do nothing. You download CapCut, it's got all that shit, and they constantly updating it and giving you more shit. I was like, damn, what? Like, right, shit is automated now. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, like I said, I still got Pluto and Libra. So like, the technology, it'd be a what they call it, a learning curve. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be feeling retarded sometimes, like sitting out in front of that shit, because like, it was like, damn, man, like the amount of shit that I have to know that I've switched over, then switch over. Like, the newer generation don't understand what that shit is like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers don't have, like, I remember one time I was in a bar, I was a guy talking, and I just overheard him talking. It blew my mind. I don't know if I said this on the channel before, but he was explaining how, like, they had to go, like, they was fucking with tapes. And like how now they got digital software, and like when you try to edit music, you can, I ain't gonna bring it up on the screen, but like you got layers. Like when you recording music, you got like the beat is on one track, then you got you got it horizontal and vertical, and then like you can look at it, zoom in and edit the track. You got like the beat, and you have like the vocals under there, and you have like the ad libs under there, and you can look at it and zoom in and cut out certain parts and shit like that. And then, you know, vertically you can control the volume and put effects on it and things like that. Dude was explaining back in the day, bro, like they had tapes. Like you had to have a tape for every fucking like sound, like for the drum, like doom doom. Like the drum had one tape, the tch had a whole nother tape, the hi-hats had a whole nother tape, then the vocals had a whole nother tape, the horn had a whole nother tape, the guitar had a whole nother tape, and it was like literally like fucking 30 tapes. Like, you see what I'm saying? And it was like all running at the same time. And like if somebody fucked up on one of them tapes, you had to go find where that tape was, and like they literally had to cut the tape because they wasn't gonna re-record the whole shit. Like they had to literally go and cut the tape and paste the shit with a fucking with tape, and then like run it again and like go back and re-edit it with. I was like, what the fuck? I had to go sit down. Like I got that shit blew the fuck out of me just thinking about that shit. I was like, what the hell? And like he was explaining how lucky we were. Man, this was years ago. He was like, y'all don't understand how lucky y'all got it. Like that dude probably had Pluto and Virgo type shit, or Pluto and Leo. He was like an older white dude. And I had to go sit the fuck down. I was like, wow. And like now me sitting there talking the way I'm talking, I feel like that dude. You know what I'm saying? This is like with the AI shit coming right now. Like I already felt like, yo, y'all don't understand. Like it's a reason I sound the way I sound, because like the things, like you gotta understand the amount of programs I had to learn and forget that I even forgot just to get access. Like I just had to learn that program just to get access to some shit. Like y'all motherfuckers don't understand how much of that shit is automated right now. They're like to the point where I go sit down in front of it, I be thinking that, man, I'm probably giving y'all too much information. Y'all probably don't give a fuck about. But fuck it, man. I was explaining shit. Like I was sitting there talking to the AI shit. It's explaining to me. I was asking about fucking Nintendo code. I'm like, Joe, explain to me how the fuck they made Nintendo code back in the day. He said, well, that's a whole other system of coding. I'm like, okay, explain that shit to me. I can't remember the name of it. It was some fucking weird code that like they made the Nintendo games off of. Matter of fact, sometimes if you put an old school Nintendo game in, I'm probably showing I'm showing my fucking age. Like back in the day, you put an old school Nintendo game in, you put that shit in wrong. Like sometimes they come up on the screen, you see the code, like it be fucked up. Like you see like 01 dash star 4, and like little lines and colors and shit. Like it'll come up fucked up on the screen. Like you had to blow in it in order to get it right. Like, but when it came up fucked up on the screen, which a lot of times you're looking at was the raw code. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, I forget the name of that code, but I was like, okay, explain to me how that shit worked. They was like, well, that was a whole different coding system because that was Japanese code. I was like, what the fuck? It was like, right. So like, just as soon as you wrap your mind around fucking English code, try to wrap your mind around Japanese code. I was like, oh shit, I got nauseous as fuck. Just think about that shit. They was like, right. So Japanese code is fucking symbols and fucking like it ain't words like that. That shit is like fucking symbols. Like think of the Japanese language, right? And then try to think of writing code and that shit. I need a drink now. I didn't even think. I was like, fuck, like I had nauseous. Just think about this shit. I was like, are you fucking serious? They were like, yeah, that's how they made the Nintendo game. I'm like, all right, so walk me through that shit. Did they have abstractions on that shit? Or did they have to do that shit with all code? You mind if you've been following this video, you understand what I'm saying with abstractions. It's like shit, it's like code stacked on top of code. It's like you ain't gotta write every fucking code. Like a lot of shit's already rebuilt. So I was like, all right, explain that shit to me. Did they have to abstractions or did they have to write everything from code? So like Super Mario Brothers. Was Mario, the character Mario, was that motherfucker designed through code or like did they draw that nigga and then like scan him into the game? They was like, nah, they basically drew that nigga and scanned him into the game with a whole nother program. I was like, oh shit. So like in the back of my mind, I got the old fucking Pluto and Libra mind. I'm thinking that like literally the whole fucking game is written out in code. Like I was saying before, it's like you trying to build a car with all Lego blocks. I'm thinking like the way they made Nintendo games back in the day, like they basically wrote out like a long ass code from like the character to the background. He's like, nah, that ain't how that shit worked. They had abstractions with that shit. I'm like, wait a minute. So they had programs to make the characters and then they would and drop that into. I was like, right. I was like, okay, so where the fuck did they get them programs from? They was like, they made that shit. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, wait, so they made programs for them to make characters that they could go put into the game. He's like, right, that's an abstraction. I was like, oh shit. And mind you, so this shit, it's the same way with Unity. Like right now, like say you're trying to learn Unity with Python. If you try to design a character in a video game, it's not like you starting from scratch making code. Like, okay, color this and like it's like no, like now it's like the way Unity work, they already got shit that you can just like, it's just like you gotta think like back in the day you get a WWF game. Like now mind you, this is standard on any game now. Like you download like any game now. When you design a character, you can design a character in the game. Okay, what do you want your character to look like? Okay, you make him white pants, black shirt, you know what I'm saying? Give him dreadlocks, put some Jordans on him, red hoodie, go. The computer got it, just like that. Now you running the whole game with that. That's a code. That's an abstraction that they put into the game type shit. So like you gotta say they got code that write code in real time type shit. I was like, this shit was fucking my head up. I was like, wait, hold on, this shit crazy. Because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that all this shit was written off of one code. And they like, nah, man, there's so many abstractions on top of abstractions. You could just go in there. Like, they already got, like, templates for the game. Like, okay, what type of game you want? I want to make a fighting game. Okay, boom, load the fighting template. Like, typically, these codes is the codes of the fighting template. And if you want to, like, you know, alter these codes, you can go in and alter each code. But, like, the template is pretty much, I want to make a sporting game. Okay, boom, here's a template. I want to make a RPG game. Okay, boom, here's the template. The shit is already there. As a matter of fact, we have templates that you can design your character already in the game. That shit is already set up in there for you, type shit. These are how powerful the abstractions are at this point. Now, you gotta understand, like, somebody born in Gen Z is not gonna struggle with that idea. Like me having Pluto and Libra, I struggle with that shit. Because in my mind still think archaic back in the day that, like, everything is ran off of writing in one fucking code. Like, y'all probably don't understand the magnitude of what the fuck I'm even saying, bro. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand the opportunity we in right now. Like, people do not understand, like, somebody who, for me, who done been through that amount of shit to see, like, where we at right now, the fucking magnitude and the contrast of going from there to here. It's like, literally, I had to remove so much shit. It was like I had to literally deprogram a ton of shit. And, like, a big part of that was this motherfucking channel. Like, on some real shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? Because it's like you start to see, like, okay, hold on. Like, mind you, this is air sign shit. Like, a air sign would instantaneously, like move from, like, like one, you know, what they call OS operating system, like an upgrade from, like, I will literally, like, okay, it's time to upgrade this shit, I gotta move. Like, right now, even on Hood X, like, I'm on Hood X 5.0 right now. You know what I'm saying? Hood X 6.0 is coming. You know what I'm saying? But, like, Hood X 1.0, I remember that we were just trying to get a fucking social media account where, like, people could just sign up for the site and talk to each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was a huge success. We could do that. You know what I'm saying? Now I've stacked up so much shit on Hood X. Now, like, I got live streaming 24/7 with multiple channels and shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? Those are things that was built in and stacked on top of each other as I kept moving forward. It's the same thing with you. Like, you got to really look at your life and like what is it that you really trying to leave behind? Where are you having abstractions? It's things that's growing from that. Like, I wrote the Hood X Lit years ago. It's a big part of what led to me creating this channel with Pope. The lit's still there. It's still right there on the website. But it's all so many other things that have grown around it. You know that it's organically, it keeps growing. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you got all your eggs in the spiritual basket of zodiac and astrology and numerology and things like that, you really limiting. Like you got to really. So is that really helping? Or are you limiting yourself? Because I'm up here sitting the things I'm talking about and it don't resonate, and it's like, okay, well, this is where the fuck we going anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then right, then you're more likely programmed into the worldly heathen ways of thinking of things. And that's why that kingdom mindset is conscious. Like, nah, bro, like, nah, you can't, you gotta, like they say, the first law is to love God, Jehovah, your whole heart, whole mind, whole soul. You can't love someone with your whole heart if you already got other shit in your heart. Like, you gotta really look at what's in your heart. You know what I'm saying? And if you just start like clearing shit out, like there's maybe a lot of clutter in your heart. You know what I'm saying? You can't add, like, I can only pour so much motherfucking, just by drinking a red label. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can only pour so much into this cup before this cup gonna overflow if it's some shit already into this cup. And your heart works the same way. That's why I say the kingdom gives you a real good way of weighing out people's hearts. And then, like, you trying to pour, if I'm sitting there trying to talk about some whole new shit and your heart is full of fucking bitterness and fucking anger and resentment and trying to do witchcraft on motherfuckers and trying to get people to see your way and shit like that, like, you know what I'm saying, you subscribe to this channel to hear me talk about that type of shit, then yeah, you ain't gonna be ready to hear about none of this new shit I'm trying to plant up in that motherfucker, right? You got all that, you got too much shit in there already. You got enough shit in there. Ain't no room for this. I'm a water bearer. That means I pour. I'm going to continuously pour. You know what I'm saying? Now, if your glass is full, you might want to get the fuck off the channel. Shit, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep pouring. At the end of the day, I want to know, like, what is the message I really want to leave behind? You know what I'm saying? And you hearing it. My message is not, I hate the Zodiac. Like, no, that's never been the message. That's where people have asked me to put out that type of content on the channel, but that's never who I've been. You know what I'm saying? Certain people know that. I've said that multiple times on the channel. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, NVIDIA got earnings tomorrow. Now, mind you, if it go down, even if it go down, it's still poised to go back right up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's, you talking trillions of dollars of AI. You know what I'm saying? It's other stocks too now. Uber is a good stock to check out. You know what I'm saying? Robinhood stock is a good stock to check out right now. You know what I'm saying? People really underestimate Uber. You talking about automated shit. You know what I'm saying? You talking about automated shit like Tesla. You know what I'm saying? People do not know it's like you're gonna be literally, hey Alexa, send me a Tesla, send me a motherfucking Uber. Okay, where you wanna go? I wanna go da, and it's gonna send that shit. You know what I'm saying? People don't have like this is right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? And the amount of bullshit is gonna come along with that type of shit. Like, man, I seen a video today. A dude was editing his motherfucking videos. And he was taking pictures of his food that he ordered off DoorDash. He was taking pictures of that shit and then going and fucking in the editing app and making his food fucked up. Like he was making a burger look raw. Like he bit into, like the burger was fine. He bit into, he had a picture of it. Like he showed both. He had a picture, he bit into a burger, it was fine. But then like he showed the edit version, like that shit was pink, like it was raw. He was like, why you do that? He's like, well, I'm editing it so I can send it back to DoorDash and tell them my money back because the food was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta see, like the more we keep advancing with the technology, you got motherfuckers who constantly thinking like that. That's what I'm saying. The internet is fuck like you go, oh, this is a good thing. Like, no, there's always counterculture, bro. There's always pirates. There's always fucking hackers. There's always people trying to put viruses in your computer. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I come from that underworld, bro. I come from over that shit. I be around pirates and like motherfucking hackers and shit, man. Like motherfuckers on the dark web. Like I've spent years on the fucking dark web. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that. Like I know the motherfuckers ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So like the more this shit keep coming out, I know that the more they just gonna keep getting their hands on it and doing all type of crazy. Like we about to go into a time that like you gonna be on automatic bullshit if you ain't separated from this world. Let's start that. It get crazy, bro. Like to be in this world right now is crazy. To make a decision to hear what I'm saying and still make a decision to go into this world is fucking crazy. People stand what they stand on until you show them a better way. When the motherfuckers start tweaking. You know what I'm saying? My information is limitless. If I don't know it, I can just go ask ChatGPT and it's gonna make it for me and it's gonna automate it for me in real time. You know what I'm saying? You got to think when Google first came out, how much shit that shit shut down. People was trying to run scams, all type of. You just go like, Dwayne, hold on, that ain't true. Like, no, it is true. It's like, no, that's bullshit. Nigga, just go to Google. like when Google first came out, people was like, shit. Like people, a lot of times you try to show people shit on Google, they ain't want to look at that shit. Like I'm from that era. People forget this shit. Like I remember when Google first was Google, nigga, and like I was doing that shit, showing people, and people didn't want to look at the facts. People was like, no, I don't care what it say. It took years. Like motherfuckers, like, hey, you know that shit you was telling me? I was like, nigga, what the fuck? I didn't forgot about that shit. I'm sitting there telling you the same shit right now with the AI shit. Motherfuckers ain't listening. Right. And it's gonna be like about good 4 or 5 years before motherfuckers come back and be like, hey Joe, you know that shit you were saying about the AI shit? Like, y'all ain't even think about that shit no more. Hey, you know that shit you said about the astrology shit? Like, y'all ain't even think about that shit no more, nigga. I want some whole other shit. That's how Aquarius work. By the time you figure that shit out, nigga, I'll be trying to get the fuck away from your ass. You ain't want to try to hear me when it was on. And you gonna jump on the train. Like, bro, you know how many times I see this shit happen all the time? Motherfuckers jump on the. This is stock market work the same way. Stock market work the same way. By the time you figure out the fuck going on, nigga, the shit be already moved. It be already gone. It ain't me. It's like, Joe, this is how the fuck the shit is, bro. It's momentum. It's in it. It's like, Joe, this is shit work, Joe. If you get an inside track, motherfucker listen, you can hear it. You know what I'm saying? Or you can think about it. Because there is. There's a lot of bullshit in this world. So you be like, okay, how the fuck do I know this is right? You be like, okay, well, shit. Look at my track record. Am I trying to tell you anything? You know what I'm saying? You're like, look, okay, look at what you're doing. Is it working? Are you where you want to be? Could you be better? Could you be in a better situation where you are? Or this is the best it'll get? Okay. You know, make a choice. And where we at right now, AI about to start making a choice for your ass, nigga. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you better get ahead of the curve right now. If you ain't got ChatGPT in your phone and you ain't talking to that motherfucker, trying to figure out how to, like, man, I give you Joe, this some wild shit. I take some crazy shit. I said I was gonna cut this video off. I'm sitting there talking to my motherfucking self. What the fuck am I sitting there talking to myself? I'm sitting there watching. I'm sitting there asking it. I'm asking ChatGPT. I'm like, Joe, okay, mind you, I got this idea because I'm in a Reddit group for ChatGPT, and like these motherfuckers are fucking like hackers and shit, like fucking degenerate. Like you really see the most degenerate. Like people have no idea how like degenerate the culture is on Reddit. Like Reddit is fucking like totally under it's totally under the radar. Like people think Facebook and Instagram is ratchet. It's like people don't have no idea like ratchet. And even Twitter, like Twitter too. Like Twitter is super ratchet. Like people have no clue. But like Reddit, like the groups, like you join any group on Reddit, it's always like fucking like bottom feeders in there. Like people always trying to figure out like the worst shit to do with shit. Like they give you horrible advice. It'd be good advice, but it'd be horrible advice at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like one of the things that they was doing about a week or two ago, that was trending in they was trying to get ChatGPT to go into endless loop or like basically crash on itself. It's like, okay, how the fuck can we ask questions to make it crash? Like he was like, why the fuck would you want to do that? Like, just because you fucking with code. Like you know what I'm saying? Try to see like what type of code that they got in here that make it do what it do. Like can we actually make this motherfucker crash? Can we answer the question or talk to it in a way to make it crash? They were trying all type of shit. So I'm saying, so like one dude has successfully did it. He took a snap. Mind you, whether or not it was real or not, like a lot of people saying it was fake. Some people saying it was real, but it was still interesting as hell. Cause like I was sitting there talking to that motherfucker. I was like, hey Joe, how can I make you crash? They was like, well, there's a couple ways you can make me crash. They was like, bro, this shit crazy. I'm sitting there talking to this motherfucking computer just like this. I'm like, Joe, how can I make you crash? They're like, Joe, well, if you ask me some shit that don't make no sense. I'm like, okay, give me an example of some shit I can ask you that don't make no sense that can make you crash. They're like, for example, like if you ask me what's blue divided by 2, or like if you say, okay, what's 2 divided by the color blue, or vice versa, you know what I'm saying, some shit like that. Like it's gonna send me into an endless loop. I was like, why is it gonna send me into an endless loop? They was like, because the way that you ask that question, the processes. I'm not saying this shit exactly how I said it, but it was like basically in a nutshell, like the way that the processes work, it's not gonna allow me to process the data in a way that's gonna make it make sense. So instead, I get caught into an endless loop of trying to find that information and I can't find it. So I was like, okay, shit, what the fuck is? So I asked it. I was like, okay, what the fuck is blue divided by 2? You know what I'm saying? And it was like, that's a silly question. It might even say it like this, but it said that's a question that has no answer. You have to ask me a question that makes sense. I was like, well, hold on. Okay, well, why didn't you crash? It's like, because I have a safety device inside of my thing that stops me from sending myself into an endless loop. I'm like, okay, why the fuck you ain't say that shit up front? It was like, well, because it's the way that the code flows. I have to arrive to that in real time. Basically, this I'm like, what the fuck? So even though you told me how to make you crash, if I actually go to try to make you crash, you have like a safety code in here that prevents you from crashing. It was like, right. I was like, oh shit. So in that same aspect, what the fuck I'm trying to tell y'all motherfuckers is that, like, there's code in there that makes the AI have limitations to what it can and can't do. It might be a person that, like back when AI, like being AI, when that shit first came out, you could go in there and say, okay, look, give me a picture of Snoop Dogg eating a corn on the cob. Give me a picture of Britney Spears dressed as Wolverine, whatever, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, it would do it. Now you go in there and you mention a celebrity name, it won't run. So like, mind you, some of them it'll go through, but like a lot of celebrity name, it won't do it. You have to say somebody that looks like Snoop, somebody that looks like Biggie. Like, you can't say, show me Biggie. You're like, okay, show me somebody that look like Biggie. And that's another thing I was saying about too, about like learning AI, like learning the prompts and stuff like that. Like it's already maturing. If you come in 3-4 years later, fuck, that's hard to explain. But like prompting, like some people don't understand already what I'm saying. But like prompting is a chamber, bro. Because like prompt is like how you talk to the computer. It's the same thing with Google. It's like if you're searching for something on Google, like if you go on Google and type in Egypt, you know what I'm saying? Like it might show you, okay, you want to take a vacation to Egypt? Okay, you trying to learn about Egypt? You trying to learn about ancient Egypt? Like you still saying, like, what do you mean Egypt? Like you still saying, like, you got to go, just like what you asking for got to be more specific. It's the same thing with prompting on AI, like how you ask something is so key. You say, okay, tell me like I'm 5 years old. Um, you know, there's hella things like that that's already being incorporated into, like, it's, even when especially you talking about the limitations of what it can and can't do. I can't say make a picture of Biggie, but I can say make a picture that look like Biggie. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people that's coming in 5-6 years later ain't gonna know this shit the way I'm sitting there telling you right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta think, like, a lot of people ain't gonna start. This is gonna be standard in the next 4 years, and people is gonna be already like 5-6 years behind, not knowing like how to prompt right. Like learning how to prompt right now, and not only learning how to prompt, but like learning the trends of prompting is so critical right now. Like how you talk to AI, because it's like people, a lot of times people approaching AI like it's fucking Google or it's like Alexa. It's like Alexa ain't AI per se. Like so it's becoming that slowly, but it's not there already yet where you can sit and have a full blown conversation with that motherfucker like you can with ChatGPT and get those responses in real time. Man, I get a perfect, like I asked I was talking to the motherfucker one time and I learned like it'd be shit. I don't even know what that shit called. It's like framework or shit, man. Like, how do I explain this? I'm like, I asked the motherfucker one time, I said, look, and mind you, a lot of these ideas, like I say, come from the groups. I mean, like they give you ideas to like fuck to try to learn like the framing of AI. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like you asked some shit like this. I was like, mind you, the latest update for AI only go back to 2022. This some shit I learned too, sitting there talking to that motherfucker. So I was like, okay, give me all the best stocks right now. You know what I'm saying? And tell me, you know what I'm saying, how to trade them. It was like, yo, I can't do that. I was like, why not? It's like, because my data only go back to 2022. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So it can't like give you a lot of shit, real shit in real time. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm sitting there talking to this motherfucker about Hitler. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. I'm like, did Hitler get the idea of the Holocaust? Was he influenced anyway by it from the United States? It was like, nah. Basically, it was like, nah. I was like, okay, but didn't Hitler have a picture of Andrew Jackson on his wall? I was like, yeah, he did. That's true. He did. Yes, he did. I'm like, okay, so why are you telling me that the United States didn't influence Nazi Germany? You said, okay, and it said it just like it said, okay, sorry for the confusion. Let me reiterate. There were some inspirations that Hitler got from the United States, but he wasn't interested in democracy and creating what's the exact word? It said he wasn't studying democracy and the liberties and concepts of freedom that the United States was. He was studying the concept of manifest destiny, which is what we were talking about with Andrew Jackson. He was studying manifest destiny in order to study a totalitarian world way of forcing people and killing people, and killing Jews, basically. So I was like, okay, so what do you mean by freedom and democracy in regards to the Holocaust and manifest destiny? It was like, you said holy, it didn't say holy shit, like it said you have a very valid point. It said my programming is designed in a way to answer the question that evolves depending on how you ask the question. And that shit fucked my head up. I was like, wait a minute. So I was like, so basically you saying you was wrong? I was like, so wait, if you artificial information, you telling me that the answer you gave me earlier, that it wasn't influenced by the United States, you telling me that information that you gave me was wrong? It said, wait, how did the fuck did it say? It said, allow me to elaborate, and I'm sorry for the confusion. Yes, there were it said the manifest destiny as well as the Holocaust is a very dark time in our history, but we tend to focus more on the more positive aspects of freedom and democracy that the United States is built on. But make no mistake, you have very valid points in the points that you're making. It says some shit just like that. You see what I'm saying? And like, that's why, like, me being in that group gives me a lot of that. I can only explain this shit to y'all, but like, and until you really go in there and fuck with it, you can't really understand. I mean, maybe some of y'all get what I'm saying, but like, you really won't really appreciate what I'm saying unless you go in there and do it yourself, bro, and like test the limitations of like what this shit is, and like, okay, how it views history, how it views certain spiritual systems and stuff like that, and like how group thought affects the answers that you give them based on how you prompt the question. Because like, you can go in and ask, okay, what was Jesus' main teaching? It's not like, it may not say, oh, Jesus' main teaching was love, and love. It may not mention nothing about the kingdom of God. Those are secret teachings. And then you're like, okay, well, what about the kingdom? And you'd be like, oh, well, okay, yes, that wasn't made. That was a good teaching. That was a good point. That's what I'm probably gonna start doing, bro. Like, I need to start. I'm gonna start doing that, bro. That's a perfect idea. I'm gonna start doing lives where I'm saying talk to motherfucking AI so I can show y'all exactly what I'm talking about, bro. Because it like the groups that I'm in be showing you hella shit where it be like, Joe, this shit is it ain't what you think it is. And it's like the more you learn the limitations and the strengths and weaknesses of what it can and can't do, the more you start to see the programming that people are gonna be under as we move forward. Like that's what I'm saying. The Bible is. If you ask anybody why did Cain's sacrifice not accepted, what I'm saying, you're gonna get 1,000 different. You go to Google right now, you're gonna get like fucking millions of different answers. But like that still don't say what's in the actual book. That like, and none of them answers gonna be right because the fucking ground was cursed. You know what I'm saying? So like you'll never find that shit on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll take you a while. Like you'd have to literally like cater your search toward that. Because like it ain't gonna lead you toward that. You know what I'm saying? And AI is the same shit. Like so you gotta think of like we study the zodiac, bro. We study the science, we study information the same way. So I'm saying it's already certain algorithms, there's certain limitations in the algorithms that's gonna be coming out here through automated systems that like you have to wrap your mind around the same way you wrap your mind around this astrology shit, because people gonna be operating off that same shit in real time the same way they operating off that sign, bro. That's a snippet. Somebody need to take what the fuck I just said right there and like cut that shit and put that shit on the internet just like that. I promise you. Like if you can wrap your mind around the fact of Taurus and being stubborn and fucking Pisces being a dreamer and you know what I'm saying, fucking, you know, Virgo being critical and things like that, then you should definitely start wrapping your mind around the concept of how AI is automating certain trends. Like I just showed you the fucking shit with The Rock and Jason Momoa and like TikTok Renaissance and things like that. Like how these things is being automated through algorithms and you being able to identify that shit in real time the same way you identify the patterns of astrology. Same way you can identify patterns in a movie. Like if I sat you down and put these shits in a movie, you be able to sit there and identify, okay, well, no, that's the such and such, such, such. And now he then came back and resurrected, and now he's going, that's the light, and that's the inflation of the moon, and the darkness, and the checkered floor with the da-da-da. Like the same way you can recognize that shit, bro, that shit is obsolete. That's the fuck I'm trying to tell. That shit don't mean shit no more. The shit you need to start recognizing, the shit I'm sitting there showing you in these motherfucking videos, like I told you, we in TikTok renaissance right now. You're going to start seeing dances and all that. Like, it's like motherfuckers is thinking like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to start recognizing that shit. It might be like, I wrote the lit, nigga. I wrote the Hood X lit. I wrote the whole lit. It's over 150 lit. Y'all don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I wrote the lit. Y'all don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Joe, the lit is shit in real time. It's like there's no words to describe the shit that motherfuckers be going through in the hood, bro. Like, ain't nobody sitting around trying to diagnose that shit. Like, motherfuckers literally had to make up their own words. Like you're saying, and like, okay, this is this, and this is that, and this is this, and that shit same applies in the astrology. That's what led me to the same concept of astrology. It's other concepts outside of astrology, like you look study Kabbalah. You're saying the Sephiroth. You're saying Keter. What is it? Chokmah, Banai, Gerva. I'm saying it out of order. Chesed. You know what I'm saying? Tipperah. You know, these all mean something. You see what I'm saying? And like, same shit, comedics. Asar, Aset, Sakur. You know what I'm saying? Tehudi, whatever. You know, these all mean something. You know what I'm saying? So if you can understand that shit, you definitely need to start wrapping your mind around the concept of automated programming moving through a 5G system in real time through the world. And how the kingdom philosophy, separating yourself from that, has an impact on you in real time. Everybody ain't gonna get this shit, nigga. This shit ain't for everybody. I'm still a water bearer at the end of the day. Either it's gonna hit or it's not. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that moon sign shit, Joe. What about the fact that you got motherfucking AI technology sitting there telling your ass about fucking like catering information toward what the fuck the writer wants to hear? You see what I'm saying? AI is not definitive on facts. Like AI still approach facts as abstract. It's like, okay, well, yeah, it's fact only in certain situations. Type shit. Like the way AI answering shit, it's not answering shit definitively. Like, but if you start speaking definitively, it's gonna start giving you definitive answers. Like people do not understand that shit in real time. Like people thinking that like, okay, if I go on AI, it's gonna give me an answer, it's gonna be definitive. It's like Google. It's like, no, it's not. It's giving you an answer based on how you prompted. Y'all don't even, I hope, man, I don't even know if I don't know. I just be sitting there talking to myself. I be sitting there, like, motherfuckers, I can't even see this shit. They really need to start making these words bigger. Either that or I ain't getting no fucking glass. I'll go blind if I get some fucking glass. Fuck that shit. I thought weed's supposed to make your vision better. I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck y'all be hearing when I be sitting there talking. Cause you ain't gonna get this nowhere else. I promise you ain't gonna get this nowhere else. Motherfucking Terminator was right. They were trying to go back in time and kill that black ass nigga. Cause he was building all that motherfucking. That's where we at. I'm with that. I'm like, Joe, we need to go back in time, go find the Japanese motherfuckers who made the internet and kill his ass. That way, we ain't gotta worry about none of this shit. I came up under the Attitude Era. When motherfucking internet came out, motherfucker jumped on the internet and started talking about suck it, suck it. I'm like, Joe, y'all gonna use this shit for this? Like, I never got over that, bro. You guys said too, like Cannabis. Like I used to listen to Cannabis. Like Cannabis is a rapper. Like until I found out he was corny. I was like, yo, how the fuck is Cannabis corny? Like, yeah, that nigga nerd. Motherfuckers listen to DMX and Jay Z and shit. I was like, for real? I was like, yo. I was like, I thought that's where we go. No, nah, we ain't going that direction. I was like, for real? I was like, yeah, motherfuckers dumb it down. I'm still caught in that motherfucking webs and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I be like, wait, hold on, what? I remember motherfucking Kurt Cobain blew his motherfucking brains out type shit. That shit was all over motherfucking internet. Motherfucking pictures of his ass dead. You know what I'm saying? And I like, at the time, I didn't even know who Kurt Cobain was. I was like, okay, this some white dude shot himself in the motherfucking head. I didn't understand the impact, you know what I'm saying, of his music at the time and like how there was a whole cultural revolution with his music. You know what I'm saying? But all I knew is that the internet was telling me some white dude died and I seen a bunch of white people crying. You know what I'm saying? And like same shit when you in the infancy stage of the internet, that's how this shit look. Like you don't like you like, who the fuck is that dude? He did some fucking white people crying. Okay, fuck them. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like you could go find out who the fuck he was anyway. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like you Google Wikipedia that motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all probably don't understand what I'm saying. Nobody told us at the time that the internet was gonna keep maturing. We just like that shit just abstract. We talking about abstractions, bro. Mind you, know what's that dude that Jordan Peterson? He got a video talking about people and their abstractions. It's a fucking great video, bro. Mind you, I never recommend Jordan Peterson. You know what I'm saying? But the video he was talking about abstractions. He was like, Joe, like what you get from like you got what I'm saying, and then like what you get from what I'm saying is two different things. Like what you get from what I'm saying is not what I'm saying. Like what you get from what I'm saying is literally the abstraction. You say you take bits and parts and pieces of what I'm saying, and you apply it in real time. You know what I'm saying? But like a lot of times, that's what fuck up. As far as the internet, our abstractions were organic. Like we still figuring this out organically. Like you know what I'm saying? And then like you still got fucking degenerates out here trying to like do memes and cancel culture and all that type of shit. Like you know what I'm saying? You got Black Lives Matter, MAGA. You got trolls. You know what I'm saying? You always got that anti-culture. So the organic abstractions that come from us going, maturing, evolving through the internet is always going to be not as good as they should be because it's how the fuck do I explain this shit? So like we had a topic. They was talking about we had AI talking to AI. Like you get ChatGPT to talk to ChatGPT, and like we would paste the responses back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And then what happened is what you start to realize, like if the conversation going long enough, it's gonna be the prompt that like the response is like it's gonna basically figure out that it's talking to a computer. Like that's part of AI. It's like if you have AI talking to AI, eventually AI is gonna figure out it's talking to AI and it's not talking to a human. Because like if you let it go on long enough, it's gonna be so robotic on both ends that the conversation is gonna start sounding like fucking code, like literally like code. Like you see what I'm saying? Versus like AI is programmed to like look for human error per se. Like I don't want to say it like that, but it's like okay, I know if I'm talking to a computer versus if I'm talking to a human because like at some point there's a part of this program where I gotta dumb this shit down for this motherfucker. And if I'm not dumbing it down, then more than likely I'm talking to another motherfucking computer. Like it know that shit. You see what I'm saying? So like back in the day when we was learning shit like through the internet, we didn't have that. Like we had to like we was like literally stumbling through the fucking dark, like trying to figure out like what was what and like whatever the fuck we came from that, like shit just like go back to what I was saying about YouTube, like how the fuck YouTube came out. Like this shit was Janet Jackson put out a motherfucking TV. All of a sudden now we got YouTube. Like it wasn't like the internet all came together and was like, okay, let's put together one site where we can all decide to make video. Like where it was understanding the weaknesses and we all came together and like you know what I'm saying? Like Google did not come out of a bunch of people coming together asking for Google. Like that shit was competitive through different multiple searches. Like Yahoo, Ask Jeeves was another one that was out at the time. Like you saying AOL has different search engines. Like you know what I'm saying? Eventually like Google came out of that shit because like the internet was a wild, wild west. And like whatever you would go to click on would be somebody trying to get you to look at some whole other shit. Like you couldn't even trust the links that you was clicking on. Like, you see what I'm saying? And it wasn't like a whole group of people on the internet came together to try to solve that shit. It was like, no, so a bunch of business gurus on a company called Google eventually came up with the shit, and that's the shit that stuck. Like, nobody is ever out like really like a group of collective conscience trying to solve the problems on the internet. It's always from a business capitalist mind. They always using the code like you would think by now the collective conscience we will all understand code. Like, that's when MySpace came out, like motherfuckers had to learn code to a certain extent. Like, motherfuckers doing HTML, putting shit like you know what I'm saying, like they got rid of that shit and everybody jumped on Facebook. But like for a while, like it was kind of standard that everybody kind of understand a little bit of code. You know what I'm saying, in order to interact with the internet a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You would think by now that like the collective consciousness would like already understood like, okay, what's the weaknesses, what's the strengths and weaknesses for the internet? We all come together and just keep fixing that shit to the point we all up to the same point. It's like, no, that shit is all still ran through capitalism. Motherfucker trying to sell that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the internet is not ran in a way where it's like literally trying to help. You know, it's like, no, motherfuckers are still trying to sell shit that's eventually gonna come for free anyway. Like I said, go back to what I was saying about TikTok. Like, have that shit motherfuckers selling back all through the night. That shit is free now. So like we like the same shit the media. Like hella fucking media that they storing away on the internet that they, you know, giving you and then taking away. You know what I'm saying? That shit back in my era, you had to pay $20, $30 motherfucking disc for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So now you're just paying a couple dollars a month to watch the streaming shit, and they still taking that shit from you anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's the internet has never been, and like if you go and get it yourself, it's considered piracy. So I'm saying the internet has never been designed toward like helping the collective or the collective all coming together. Like, think about the music industry. Especially the rap industry. Nigga, that shit always fucked up. It's ran through like fucking the damn near like the mob. That shit literally ran through the mob. You talking about digital information put through the internet, like literally ran through multiple fucking mob organizations. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers trying to capitalize off ideas, music, vibes, and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Shit is supposed to be free. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all type of entitlement, lust issues, all type of shit, greed. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers fucking each other over, backstabbing, betrayal, all that shit, murder, all off of music. You know what I'm saying? The music industry sounds like a damn mob now. Why? Because that shit has never been designed a way like where the collective is constantly trying to come together to solve the problems that motherfuckers are actually going through. Motherfuckers trying to overcome. I mean, fucking backstab and motherfucking trying to backstab and defeat and take down motherfucking treat them like enemies. It's always been this way. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever think that motherfuckers sitting around trying to collectively come together, use AI to solve motherfucking problems. Like, no, motherfuckers trying to use that shit to put motherfuckers like to automate shit, make shit easier, and use it like, you know what I'm saying, capitalist executives and motherfuckers trying to use that shit to make as much money as they possibly can. Trust me, they not using it to like help you is a byproduct of selling that shit to you. Like, trust and believe, they definitely put money over trying to help you first. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing you can undo is understand the strengths and the weaknesses and the limitations of that shit and where you stand in that in regards to separation, in regards to the kingdom mindset. You don't want to fall under no automation shit, especially in the next 4 years. All type of shit going on, especially negative energy through social media. Witchcraft, you know what I'm saying? Zodiac, hoodoo, voodoo, Odu, you know what I'm saying? OnlyFans. What's the other one? Tinder, thirst trapping, dick pics. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. That shit ain't going nowhere. It's about to get even fucking worse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers under the Lust Act, 24/7, 365. Especially you think 2026, that shit really gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, where you gotta figure out where you stand in that shit. The kingdom has no parts of this world. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how do you deal with that in real time? I don't fuck with holidays. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with birthdays. So I'm saying now, somebody, my grandmama, you know what I'm saying? She turned 95 years old this past February. So do I call my grandmama and try to explain to her that I don't do holidays? No. Do I call my grandmama and tell her I don't celebrate birthdays? No. Do I call my grandmother and tell her that happy birthday? You say, no, I don't do that either. So then, do I acknowledge her birthday? Yes, I can acknowledge her birthday. Yes, it's obviously her birthday. I can sit here and talk about her birthday in real time. So I ain't got to sit here and tweak, you know what I'm saying, off that shit. You know what I'm saying? They throw a dinner, so a breakfast or lunch. Can I go to the lunch? Yes, I can go to the lunch. Now, if they want to sit and do a prayer together, I'm not going to partake in the prayer. So I'm saying I'm not gonna if they want to, if we at a wedding and motherfuckers start chiming on the glass, ding 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 ding. You start hearing that at a wedding, typically motherfuckers start kissing and shit like that. Motherfuckers do that shit, I'm not partaking in that shit. You know what I'm saying? If we at a Christmas party, per se, I'm not putting on an ugly Christmas sweater. I'm not standing under the mistletoe. I'm not partaking in no, if y'all light candles and everybody sitting around singing happy birthday, I'm not partaking in that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's when it's like, when the kingdom gives you these guidelines, people think you have to be extremists and like there's no real-time answers or real-time solutions to these things. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, like, it's different levels of faith. To go to a party or partake in pagan shit is really a personal decision. Like, mind you, you're not supposed to do that shit at all. You know what I'm saying? But like, if it's one thing to go to these things, like saying shit like you might work for a media company like Fox News or NBC. So I'm saying you doing camera work. Like I used to do camera work a while, you know what I'm saying, for different companies and shit. Saying they might, okay, we want to send you out to the Democratic National Convention. You know what I'm saying? You gonna take this shit for us. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't fuck with no politics. I ain't never voted a day in my life for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Now, at the same time, for part of my job, send me out here to this thing to go take this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with the nations. I don't do pledge of allegiance. Like they start oh, say, can you please stand for national anthem? I'm not standing up. You know what I'm saying? I'm neutral. I'm not aggressive with the thought. Like it's called neutrality, being neutral. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, why didn't you stand for the way? I'm neutral. You know what I'm saying? I don't go on either side. I'm neutral. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't have to give them a long speech about why I don't fuck with the nation. I don't have to, you know what I'm saying, or get up in front and go through the motions either. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have the vocabulary. I'm neutral. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to give them a long speech and none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with, you know what I'm saying? If they send me there to do some shit like that in my job, I'm not going to partake in voting. I'm not going to pick a side, Republican or Democrat. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to, I ain't got to sit there and dog them either. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's neutral. The kingdom is neutral from the world. So I don't have no reason to put out a bunch of shit about why the world is fucked up and all. It's like, nah, bro, I'm more focused on the kingdom, my kingdom, the kingdom of God, spreading the brotherhood, spreading this message. You know what I'm saying? Planting it in the hearts of other people. That's that. You know what I'm saying? When you focusing on the wrong things, you get a real good specialty on telling what people are not to do. But you know what I'm saying? Can you actually tell people what to do? You know what I'm saying? Can you actually instruct people and give people the vocabulary to see in real time in ways to make better decisions? So saying yes starts with the concept. I'm talking about starting with the kingdom, separating from the world. So I'm saying when you separate from the world, there's a way to do that. It's not extreme. And then like obviously we still live in this world in real time. So I'm saying you still need money. Still, you know what I'm saying, have to operate around pagan family members, motherfucking heathen wives, heathen husbands, like you know what I'm saying, heathen mom, you know what I'm saying, pagan dad, like all this shit. The Bible have all this shit written out. Give you multiple different examples of these types of things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, how am I gonna separate from the world? The blueprint is already there. You ain't gotta feel like you gotta do it on your own and make up the shit as you go along. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. A lot of times you jump on these other people's channels, they're sitting and talking rant, but they're not gonna tell you what the goal is, how to get there, how to set the plan to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I get. And mind you too, man, like I say, a lot of times you gotta think about how your prayers sound. You know what I'm saying? If I was in the next room listening to you pray, how would it sound? Well, I don't really feel good. Well, there you go. That's where you go. Is it working for you? Is that working for you? Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Go look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? And pray to God. You know what I'm saying? And talk through that. And look at yourself. You know what I'm saying? And notice your strengths and weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? And stay on that shit. You spend a lot less time on the internet trying to get validation and likes and shares and trying to get and worrying about why people ain't sharing your posts and why people ain't following you and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You hearing this from a motherfucker who don't give a fuck how many people hear what the fuck I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm 10 toes down, Hood X 24/7, 365. I'm Hood X for life, no whether who watching or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be sitting there talking to this wall in this room, recording myself just like this. If it's even fucking 0 on the screen or 1,000, it don't matter. You see what I'm saying? And in the automation time we moving into now, you gotta, as a viewer, you gotta start watching that shit, like watching the motivations of why people doing what the fuck they doing. Is it really they authentic? Like, what should say? Is he even real? He got with no, does he even kill? Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta start looking at the motivation and intentions of why people is doing what they do. I ain't trying to sell you shit. I'm sitting there, you talking to a nigga sitting there talking in the room, sitting there talking. You know what I'm saying? Spreading the kingdom message. That's it. I don't ask for no money. I don't ask for no, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't ask for no followers. I don't be like, man, like, you know, man, why don't y'all share my video? Oh, I wish I had more followers. Like, nah, it don't be none of that. You know what I'm saying? I keep it Kingdom Hood X 24/7, 365. Ain't nothing you can do about it. I come from an era where Tupac got killed, and they put that shit on the internet. They put the motherfucking dead body cut wide open on the motherfucking internet. You know what I'm saying? I know that's where I'm headed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once I be dead, motherfuckers, I'll be dead for a year before we figure shit out. Motherfuckers be Googling it, trying to find my motherfucking dead body on the motherfucking internet. They motherfucking spread that shit before they spread one motherfucking video. That's how it be. I come from the era of AOL chat rules. I'm gonna be in a chat room on AOL. You go fucking AOL. Open that shit and be like, you got mail. I come from that era. Motherfuckers in the chat room talking shit. That's how you find out about the music. There wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? It was before Billboard and motherfucker, like even that, like it was some ways to go even do a search and somebody even listed the top 10 music. Like it was like you had to go and like organically talk to people to find information. And like depending on what chat room you went into, you was gonna run into a whole bunch of fucking trolls in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was like giving you like half-hearted, fucked up information. That like that's literally how you got your information. I come from that shit. It's hard for people to really imagine that shit now, man. Like the amount of confusion that like people really don't get that. And like why like people from my generation, especially a little bit older, be like cautious when they jump on the internet because they still thinking that that shit is like that, and it kind of is in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? But like motherfuckers got PTSD with the internet on my soul. I'm sitting there trying to explain to you, like you ain't been on the internet since early 2000s. Like say shit like my brother, he really just got back on the internet. But like that nigga went on the internet for about like 15, 20 years, bro. Like he missed everything. And like only recently, like he got back on there and started like really downloading the apps and shit like that. I could send him little Facebook videos and shit like that. Nigga still ain't got Facebook or Instagram, like none of that social media shit. But like I can kind of send him shit, he can kind of watch it now and like okay, and like he'll send me some every now and then off YouTube maybe. But like for a while, like he wasn't on none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I can imagine sitting there trying to get him to listen to what I'm talking about right now. Like that nigga, he'd be like, man, I can't even like you know what I'm saying? And I'm starting to see more and more people from my generation, you know what I'm saying, fall into that shit. But like back in the day, motherfuckers be a little more sharper with the show. You got this, oh yeah, you got YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. It's like right, okay, motherfuckers then caught up to Instagram. Then soon TikTok came out, like my generation started. Like even when Instagram came out, my generation was kind of like the Pluto and Libra generation was kind of like, this shit is getting a little fucking. They got stories now. They not sharing on their page. You got to share reels and stories now. Okay, motherfuckers ain't figured that shit out yet. Then when TikTok came, that's when my generation was like, tap out. We gonna stop right here. You know, that was perfect fucking timing. I was like, yo, that was perfect fucking timing. Oh my soul. So like right when I said we gonna cut out the motherfucking video cut out, I was like, Joe, that was ill. You gotta admit that was fucking ill. Motherfucking sat here waiting for me to come out. Mind you, it's so crazy. I got another phone right here and try to go in on this phone. Wouldn't even let me on the phone. I'm like, Joe, just let me bring up the broadcast on here. I'm sitting here watching myself. I'm like, okay, why can't I just go right in and it won't let me fucking do it? It's fucked up. It is what it is. But y'all sit here and waited for me. So I'm gonna show y'all some real shit real quick. My Snoop Dogg, for shizzle, for shizzle, for shizzle, my nizzle. No, I'm actually red on Friday. My grandmama gave me this chain. Hold on, let me show you something real quick. Show you some real shit. This shit I be talking about too, like motherfucking internet. That's what I say we gotta get rid of the internet. Motherfucker be sitting there talking about real shit. Motherfucker be talking about Snoop Dogg. But I'm like, right. This is actually what I'm talking about. That's why the internet fucked up. Should I show y'all this shit? Yeah, Snoop Dogg for shizzle. For shizzle, my nizzle. Yeah, Snoop. Let me show y'all this shit real quick. Hold on. Now, mind you, fuck it. All right, so look, so like mind you, I just only put it back in. Like I had way more money in there before, but I only got 1,200 in here right now. You see what I'm saying? My this motherfucker moved down today. That's why I had to sell. I only threw 1,000 back in. You see what I'm saying? So like, cause I had to cash out because the motherfucker went down today. But like in video, hold on, let me show y'all motherfucking video. So like this is the week on the video. My year dropped 5% today. You know what I'm saying? Which is basically what it was for the day. But if you go the whole month on video, the month is at 17%. You know what I'm saying? That's for the month. Now, if you just hear what I'm saying. Don't tweak. You probably already tweaking. Well, all I gotta do is like shut the fuck up. Listen to what I'm saying. Nigga. Don't tweak. You don't know shit. Listen. Don't tweak. Cause like that's why a lot of times I jump on the channel and start showing shit. Cause then you start showing people shit before come with the goat mind and start taking what I'm saying and change around and fuck it up. And then like no, that was on you. That wasn't on me. Like you know what I'm saying. But like you gotta look at it like this. When you got Uber up 18% for the month, right? Wait, I didn't want to do it. Unfollow? No. Oh, right. Okay. Uber up 18%. So I'm saying. So okay, what does this mean? We need some very basic shit to understand about the market. So saying when the market move on typically every day, a stock usually go up 1 or 2%. Like usually about 1 or 2%. Like today, like Uber dropped 2%. Now I wish somebody had told me this shit when I first started trading, because like I didn't really know. Like typically, most people trade stocks and get excited. They start thinking, okay, I'm going to the moon. Like I'm gonna trade a stock and it's gonna make 100% or like 20%. Like you don't really know like how do it move? Like you know what I'm saying? Like typically, if you trade a stock, it's supposed to move at least about 1% every day, up or down. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about this shit. So I'm saying, so like if you throw $10,000 at a stock, you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker move 1% every day. You know what I'm saying? How much is 1% of 10,000? You know, $100. Motherfucker's high. Wake up, nigga. Hold on. Wake up, right? I'm throwing. It's not. I'm gonna throw a bunch of math at you. So listen to what I'm saying. Very little math. You throw $10,000 at a stock, right? You're getting 1% a day. All right. It's about $100 a day. All right. At the end of the week, you got 5 trading days. So like that's 5% a week. Right? That's about $500 a week. This is just one trading strategy. There's thousands of trading strategies. I'm just showing you like a very basic, like you know what I'm saying, style. You know what I'm saying? So like you got to think this is very like I wish somebody had told me this shit when I first started trading. It was like, Joe, wrap your mind around basic like this shit. Okay, how much is a stock supposed to move? On average, stock move about 1% a day. You know what I'm saying? So you want to just try to catch about 1% a day. Now you trading options, that's a whole different story. I used to trade options. I still trade options. I don't really do it as much. That's a whole different story. It's a whole different style of trading. But if you listen to what I'm saying, you know what to look for. Like a lot of times you go trade stock, you don't know what to look for. You know what I'm saying? So if you know you're making 1% every day, then you're in a safe stock. You're like, okay, what stocks get you those types of things? The Magnificent Seven. Like right now they got a concept in the stocks called Magnificent Seven. There's different trends that come and go. The main one right now is called the Magnificent Seven. It's basically 7 stocks. Like Tesla is one of them. Nvidia is basically the main one. You know what I'm saying? Of the Magnificent Seven. So I'm saying, so like, okay, what about the Magnificent Seven should I be looking for? You basically want to be looking for about 1% every day. If you're getting 1% every day, so I'm saying you got to think about 30 days out of a month. 30 days out of a month. You know what I'm saying? I think we're like 20 of them days is trading on average. On average, about 20 days trading. So I'm saying, so if you're getting 1% a day for 20 days, typically, you're going to get somewhere around 18 to 20% for the month. That's how you know that you got a good stock. So, mind you, this stock still dropped today about 2%. So I told you before today, for the month, it was at 20%. You know what I'm saying? So if you go look at the average stock, you know what I'm saying? Same shit. Like you look at the week. Like, okay, for the week, typically you want to be around 5%. Now you see a drop today, 3. You know what I'm saying? But you really, it's week is a different gauge. But like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's still dependent upon the day. But if this motherfucker dropped 2% today, so you know what I'm saying? Usually about for the week period, you want to be around somewhere around like 4-5%. You see what I'm saying? Typically, it moves around them numbers. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, like if you lose, like say today, you throw $10,000 at this stock at Uber and it dropped 2%. So I'm saying you threw $10,000 in, you lost about $230. That's still, if you're throwing $10,000 at it, that's still not a major significant amount of money. So you're not doing like $200 is like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you ain't got a lot of money, right? That's still a significant amount of money. But at the same time, if you fucking with Uber, it's like fucking with the fucking like the 2020 fucking Patriots or shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like fucking with the Kansas City Chiefs this year, like or like the Baltimore Baltimore Ravens before they fucking lost to the Chiefs. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this is a good, like you look at the whole year, Uber stock for the year is 120%. So I'm saying, so it ain't like that motherfucker gonna go down. Like you don't lose. Like you would have to make a conscious decision not to pull your shit out. Like, okay, unless you're going like 10%, 20% type shit. But like on average, you're only gonna lose like 1-2% a day if it is going bearish. So I'm saying you just pull out and wait. That's what happened with fucking Nvidia today. Like Nvidia, they went down, so I had to sell everything, and then I had to wait for it to go all the way down. Like you kind of wait. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and then you kind of see when it's going back up. You know what I'm saying? And then I threw 1,000 at it. You know what I'm saying? And then like you slowly throw as it going up. Like you don't just throw everything at it. Like as it's going up, you throw little by little. You know what I'm saying? As it's going up. You know what I'm saying? And like you looking for that 1%. You know what I'm saying? Every month. And at the end of the day, now you look at the same shit. Like you look at Nvidia. Let me show you something. Like if this is gonna fuck your head up right here. Like you know what I'm saying? This is the 1 year chart for Nvidia. This is 1 year. 234%. Mind the bitch still dropped like what 6% today? 4%. Well, it was at 6 at one point. It came back up. Like I bought in at 6 and it went back up to 4. Like so, and I caught a little fucking return from that. But I lost. Like I basically broke even today. You know what I'm saying? Because when I came in, like it was bleeding. Like that motherfucker was bleeding. I was like, damn. And then I had to sell everything. And then like when it hit the bottom, it was around 6%. I bought right back in. It came back up to like 4%. So I still caught 2% on the way back up. So I'm saying, but like that's what you looking for. Like you only really look. I'm only looking for 1% a day. Like I'm not going in there trying to get 10%. It's like no, as long as I'm getting 1% a day. Then I know after 20 days, I'm up 20%. You see what I'm saying? You get it's like these are the staples that like I'm doing all this shit right off my fucking Cash App. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, Uber is a safe bet. Like Robinhood is another one. Like Robinhood stock, them motherfuckers just hit they earnings. Like Nvidia stock only went down today because their earnings is coming out tomorrow. Like everybody, like you go on Twitter, see like that's the other thing, man. Like let me show y'all this shit. Like people be on Twitter, motherfuckers be on Twitter wilding, bro. Damn, Twitter ain't even on this phone. I don't think. You gotta say this the back phone. I don't even think Twitter on this phone. Let me see X. Oh yeah, it's on here. Okay. Like I show you, like some of y'all might already know this. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all don't. But like if you go on Twitter, right? So like I'll type in cash sign like this. Like if you want to look up a stock, you type in the cash sign. Can y'all see that? Shit, this shit bogus. The cash sign, right? And then the ticker. The ticker for NVIDIA is NVDA, right? So I go on Twitter and type in NVDA. Then I know it's kind of, I'm gonna try to angle it so I can see it. I ain't really showing y'all nothing detail. I'm just showing you really how to do this. Like you start saying, and if you click on latest, like so when it come up like this, you're saying you click on latest right here at the top, latest. You're saying motherfuckers sit on Twitter all day talk about like. Especially Nvidia, but like certain stocks they be on here all day. Like this one was just 41 seconds ago. Right, it's like literally all day, and like some of it is comedic. Like when you follow a certain stock long enough, like you start to it be funny as hell. Cause like it's stock humor. Like in mind you, I probably sound retarded even trying. It's like trying to explain a joke, but like let me see if I can find one of these stocks. Like one of them that did that. Oh, I should show y'all that. That mind you, that's some real shit. Hold on, let me see. Where's beautiful. NBA, wait, hold on, 9, 5. Ain't that? Why is this cooking? Okay, hold on. Right, here we go. See, like this. This is hard to explain. It's like trying to explain a joke. Like, yo, motherfuckers, like, I get this shit. But like, see, this dude had shared this. It's a scene from Jurassic Park, but he put the bar for Nvidia behind it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, he's showing you the style of that chart. Like, you know what I'm saying, dude, like, because it was like, you gotta say it, like, this hard to explain. When this motherfucker hit, like, that was the moment we hit. Like, they was rallying. Like, Nvidia was rallying hard, and like it dipped, and then they gave you the perfect opportunity to get in, and like everybody bought in, and then it went straight up, and like that's basically what he was showing you, like in that meme. Like it was like everybody had bought in, like it was the perfect sign to buy, and like if you bought in and got in, like you hit. Damn, they cutting the feed. This shit crazy. Like if you. And it was one I hit with it. Like I was following it like in real time. Like when you follow it in real time, you see that shit, you be like, oh shit, like damn, everybody hit. And then like you follow and it be like, boom, we just like everybody hit at the same time. That's why you see like it's like 500 hearts. Like how many? What? 583 hearts. Like so, you know, it was like basically like 583 all at the same time. Like we all was hitting at the same time. Like we was rallying all at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So no, that's cool, bro. I'm a troll, bro. I am Snoop Dogg, nigga. Yeah, whatever, nigga. Shit, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna troll my damn self. But like, right, see, like, it was so crazy. I had just tweeted out that same chart. Like, you see that? I had just tweeted this. And then, like, not even seconds later, I saw him post this. Because we was all hitting at the same time. Like, that motherfucker hit right there. It was like, boom, we was all just cashing. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, he posted that. And it was fucking hilarious. Like, I was dying. But I was like, damn, that's crazy. It was like, wow, they do. I'm trying to explain the joke. Like, I probably sound fucking retarded. Put shizzle my nizzle. But I'm sitting there like, only certain people gonna understand this shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? But if you follow like the on Twitter, a lot of they be talking about the stocks in real time. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you just, you know, you can be you get up to date. And a lot of shit you gotta listen to with a grain of salt because like, man, I wish somebody told me this shit when I first started studying because like. You got bulls and bears. Like right now, like Nvidia stock so motherfucking high. You got people trying to see that shit come down. They're like, Joe, it's gotta come down. It's gotta come down. It's too fucking high. Those are bears. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, like they is right, cause like some of that it is. It's like motherfuckers just buying it. That shit is overpriced. So like when you get drops like today, the bears collect. Like they be like, see, I told you it's coming down. Like motherfuckers who try to make money as it's coming down. So like they try to pump more information to make you like think it's gonna come down even more. Like, see, it's gotta come down. It's overvaluated. It's ballooned. It's too much money. It's gotta come down. And then like you always got certain situations like, man, this is some real shit. Like, cause I wish somebody told me this shit when I first started trading, bro. Like I wish I heard this shit. Like, cause it's so much noise. You don't know what the fuck to listen to. But like, you gotta buy when the shit is hot, bro. Like if your strategy is to buy when the motherfucker going on a major discount, like if you're you can't buy when it's going down. Like you have to buy when it's going up. But a lot of times people think like, well, it already went up. How high up could it go? Like it's got to come down. And when I buy this is gonna come down. It's like you can't think like that. Like because if you do the research, you always see like, yo, it's better to always go. Like, but like it take you a while to learn this in real time because you be like, nah, hell no. Because like once you get burned, like you go in and you do it and you lose. You should say, well, I'll never do that again. I'm always gonna buy it when it dip, and then when it go down, I'm gonna buy it when they start going back up. And what you don't know, it's gonna go right back down as soon as you buy it. Like whenever it's going down, it's always more momentum going up than it is coming down, trying to go back up. That's basically what this dude said this shit perfectly, man. Hold on, let me see if I can even.
Where it's just greed that is causing this to continue to push its way up.
Hold on, man. Hold on. This dude, mind you, I learned this because like I took so many losses. Like when I first started trading stocks, bro, I was saying because like that's why I got a whole nother channel, corporate algorithm. I didn't even post on that because I wasn't even confident about the advice I'd be giving. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't experienced enough. Like you so I was like, I ain't gonna try to get a bunch of people to follow me. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like I need to actually know what the fuck I'm talking about before I get on here and say this shit. Like so saying, and it was a lot of lessons that I learned in trading that I just never spoke on because like you know what I'm saying, like I didn't feel like I had the experience. But like I can honestly say. Like this lesson was the lesson of lessons that I fucking learned. Like the shit I'm telling you right now is like if there's one thing you should know about trading stock, it's this right here. What I'm trying to explain to you is that like when you look, mind you, especially when I told you about 1% like a day, shit like that. Like I wish somebody had told me that because like you don't really know what to look for, and there's so many styles of trading. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is so essential because somebody explained this to me a while back, and when I heard it, it was like I had to stop everything that I was doing. And I didn't want to do that because like I was so invested in option trading and like I didn't want to admit that what he was saying was a better style of trading. And like mind you, I ain't gonna lie, like Mako was a big influence on that too because like Mako style of trading, he was just doing it right on Cash App and buying it. And mind you, I come from an era But like before that, we didn't have Cash App. So like the concept of buying stocks, like you had to buy the whole fucking stock. Like Nvidia is a $700 stock. Like you had to have like 700. You had to have a whole amount to buy that stock. So I'm saying they didn't have Cash App. They didn't have Robinhood. You see what I'm saying? I didn't even know you could trade stocks off Cash App. Like you see what I'm saying? Until Mako was doing. It's like Mako was just throwing money and shit and just following the trend, and it was working better than what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And like for a long time, even though I saw that, like I was doing it too. Like I was buying and I saw it working in real time. I was like, damn, this shit is working better than the option trading. But it was more the fact that I had access to trade with small account. Like if I wanted to throw $100 at a $700 stock, I could do it. If I wanted to throw fucking $200 at a fucking $300 stock, I could do that now. I didn't have that option with before unless I was trading options. Y'all probably don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like when I watch the ability, you can go right in Cash App, bro. I watched Mako do that shit for about a year. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. And like what I learned more than anything is that like with options, it's a different strategy because you're trying to catch dips. This dude, I heard this explained. It was like, okay, so you're gonna buy a stock when it's going up or just going down. And like typically your mind when you're a rookie trader, you try to buy that shit at a dip or you try to buy it when it's going down. You know what I'm saying? And like that's the wrong philosophy. Like you have to buy it when it's going up. You know what I'm saying? And like even if you buy it in a situation where you buy in right and it start going down right when you buy it. Like if you go through that maybe once or twice, it's still better to stick to that style of trading than to switch up and still trying to buy when it go down. Because every time you try to buy when it's going down, it's so true. Like whenever you try to buy on a dip or like when it's going down and shit like that, you always get hit every time, bro. Like you have to buy when it's going up. It took me years to really accept this shit. Cause like I heard somebody say it a while ago. Like I said, I didn't want to accept it. I can't even like the more I've been studying, just buying like I switched my style of trading, and I was like, yo, it's so fucking true.
The market is a baby. Like the market is just a greedy freaking baby. At all points, especially if there is uncertainty, you're going to see an overreaction. We never see the market react accordingly. Now, there are times like this with SMCI where there are fundamental reasons for a company to actually break out like this. There are other times where it's just greed that is causing this to continue to push its way up. And I think that there's a big mix of both of them here. Now, the only thing I want to go over in this video is going to be, should we be shorting this? And what could be a sign of shorting it?
Okay, so just pause real quick. When he say shorting, if you don't know what shorting is, that means like you betting against it. So you trying to make money as it go down. That means that's a bear trade. You see what I'm saying? You can make money as the stock go down. You see what I'm saying? That's called shorting. So like typically what he is explaining, I'm gonna get right back to this. You know what I'm saying? Is that like when a stock be going up like this, they be like, Joy, it's a matter of time. It's got to come down. So like the bear mentality kick in. Like, you see what I'm saying? So like people start shorting. What he's saying is like, Joe, you can't even think like that. You got to catch the momentum. I'm telling you the same shit, bro. Like I had to learn this shit. This is so fucking true, bro. Like you can't think contrarian. Like it's like go with the flow. Even if you get burnt once or twice, always like this is always a better way of trading than trying to go against the grain, bro. Like, and this is what I was telling you about the sheep mind versus the goat mind. Like a lot of you overthink shit. It'd be totally unnecessary not to think. It's like, Joe, you see that motherfucker going up, especially on a stock like this. It's like, Joe, just get in and just ride the train. When they hit the top, and just sell. It's like literally the best, most simple, best way of trading. But like, don't nobody ever like if you don't ever hit that shit like that, you be overthinking a lot of unnecessary shit that you ain't got to overthink. That's basically what he's saying.
Broke over this resistance period here of about $300. We have not had multiple consecutive days of downtrending price action. That's the first sign. Okay, we had a couple of these pullbacks here, but we never closed multiple red candles in a row. Okay, looking at Mara, for instance, this is not a negative pullback. This, where we have this massive pullback, consolidation, and we hold. We have not seen that yet with SMCI. So in order for me to actually say, I'm going to go ahead and get puts on SMCI, or I would even think about getting puts on SMCI, in order for that to happen, we need to have multiple red candles taking out lower lows, and we have to see some serious weakness. Until then, you're just burning your money away, because you cannot say that, and this is going to hurt a lot of people, but your entry requirement cannot be that something is overvalued or that it has to come down. The reason I say that is that shit that I told myself every single time that I would go against the market 5-6 years ago and lose my ass. Every single time.
It's
There's
so
this
true.
weird
It's the
way that we
gospel.
view the market when we come into it as retail traders. I would say the truth, including myself, maybe it's just me, you guys can let me know, but the truth is most retail traders come from pretty poor backgrounds, right? And when you come from a poor background, you have this mindset that you need to get something at a discount, like to the point where you will buy shit, including myself, that we don't even need just because it's a discount. And so it's very odd, but when you really look at the market, you shouldn't be buying things at a massive discount from a trading perspective, I'll say. Because in most cases, that is trading at a massive discount for a fundamental reason. Okay? If we're looking at a stock like UCO or something, and this thing's doing nothing but downtrending before we had this pop, what makes it have to actually reverse the trend other than it's oversold? Nothing. There are so
You
many
probably getting
options
too
out there
technical.
that
Like,
will
hold
just
on.
beat
Right. So I ain't gonna even play that whole shit. It's on my page on Twitter on Corporate Hour. You see what I'm saying? But under the act, if you got a stock like Nvidia, mind you, just look at the stocks I'm recommending y'all, bro. Look at your stock. You know what I'm saying? Look at the motherfuckers you listening to, bro. Look at your life. Look at your money. Look at your car. You know what I'm saying? Look at your happiness. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look at your life. Look at your spiritual system. You see what I'm saying? Ask yourself, is that motherfucker going up or is it going down? You see what I'm saying? I give you like a good example of what I'm talking about, bro. You follow the lingo, you follow the leads. So I just told your ass, Nvidia stock is up 234% for the year. Now I'm not that don't necessarily mean I'm up 234% of the year, but I'm fitting somewhere. I'm somewhere in that percentage up for the year. That's not just a symbol of money. That's a symbol of information trafficking. I'm an information trafficker. I traffic information all through this page, all type of shit. So I traffic information like drugs, like fucking cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Now you look at the charts. Motherfucker won't even show you a chart. Like you think about, okay, think about the people you listening to. Are they picking up charts and showing you charts with 253%, or motherfuckers sitting around talking about Snoop Dogg and Sticky Fingers and shit in motherfucking comment section like that? Look at your chart. Look at my chart, nigga. Like, you see what I'm saying? And it's like, I buy this is free information. Like, you see what I'm saying? Robinhood. Yeah. Right. So I only threw four. Let me show you this shit. Robinhood. Right. 26% for the motherfucking month. I only got $400 there. So I'm saying I just bought in today. You know what I'm saying? I'm testing mine. I'm gonna stack as I get in. So I'm saying, but that's up 26% for the month. You know what I'm saying? Well, motherfuckers sitting around talking about they moon sign and trying to get validation and YouTube hits and crack motherfucking jokes and shit. Like you could have been up 26% on motherfucking Robinhood. And mind you, just a side note, just to give you a better example of this shit. You know what I'm saying? 8% of that shit was just this week, like when they had their earnings the other day. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, the motherfucker, well, it came down. Well, no, it only went up 6.6% today. You know what I'm saying? But like, you could have got them at 7% just in the past week. It was at 8% in just the past week. That's on Robinhood. You know what I'm saying? Man, I need to talk about Uber. People understand Uber is the perfect business. People underestimate Uber. Uber stock is fucking retarded. When people use Uber every day and never think to go throw $100 at this motherfucking stock. Because if it did, like you were saying, you would throw another 100 at it, right? Because like that's how that shit work. Like you throw 100, you see, well, oh shit, this shit going up. You throw another 100. You throw 1,000. You know what I'm saying? You throw another 1,000. And you throw another 1,000. You know what I'm saying? And then like you just get that momentum. You look up by the end of the month, you be up 20%. You know what I'm saying? You be like, okay, I got my range. I know my goals I'm trying to hit. That's what I'm trying to hit. Now if you go in there trying to throw $1,000, so okay, I'm gonna make 50%, I'm gonna make 100% in 30 days. Like you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You don't have no even metrics to even like, you know what I'm saying? You understand? That's how most people think. Most people don't know what they're talking about, but they still like to hear themselves talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you references. You know what I'm saying? It don't hit it hit different. Oh shit. Hold on, let me see. Peace. it ain't really about the money, bro. It ain't like mind you, I can sit there and discuss this information. You don't even have to trade a stock in your day. You might you can trade paper stock. You can download Thinkorswim and trade paper stocks. You know what I'm saying? It's really just about information. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I traffic information, bro. And like, you know what I'm saying? It's you when you weigh out information, you gotta weigh that shit out. And like certain shit weigh more than other shit. Talk is cheap as fuck, bro. Talk is cheap, and it's getting cheaper by the dozen. You know what I'm saying? So you go, okay, what value can you really put on information? How do you know that the person you sitting there listening to is real and what they're talking about? You know what I'm saying? Is it real in real time? Mind you, stocks is just one of the many things we talked about tonight. So I'm just giving it just an example to show you as far as like, if you're gonna make a decision, you want to know that the information you're getting from is somebody's giving you the best template and the best vocabulary and the best way of thinking, the way to make the best decision at any given time. You know what I'm saying? On multiple levels. It ain't like I can sit in and start talking about demonology and why I hate motherfucking Virgos and why I hate fucking Leos and why I hate, like, it ain't like I can sit in and switch it up and do that shit right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like that information is gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you it's shit that way more than that. It's shit that's like, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? And it's 2024 and you still running around with a motherfucking a processor that's from 2017. Really, even before that, you talking like 2012 type shit. Motherfucker can't even tell you what the fuck happened in 2017. And mind you, look, I'm gonna show y'all some real shit. Like, you'll see, I'll show you some other real shit. I do this a lot. I ain't done this in a while. That's why it's interesting that I'm gonna do this right now. I'm sitting there talking to myself. I ain't done this in a while. Y'all can witness me do this shit. Every now and then I do like this. Oh shit. What happened in 2017? Y'all don't fucking know, right? Let's do a 3-minute one. See, every now and then I just do like this. I'll be like, okay, give me a review of 2017. Like, you know what I'm saying? This one's 6 minutes. This one 3 minutes. You do this every year. Like, okay, what the fuck happened in 2016? Like, shit, I don't even fucking, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, and when you go back and watch, it fuck your head up a lot of times. Like, hold on. Like, do you realize how much time has passed so fast? Like, you know what I'm saying? And like the significant events, you need to start being able to know what shit happened in what year. Like, you see what I'm saying? Especially if you fucking with astrology and you know what I'm saying? You need to know. Hold on. Right. Watch this. This is gonna fuck your head up. Mine is 2017 in review.
Marched in Washington, D.C. and many more in cities around the world. The Women's March did not result in any demonstrable policy changes, but it conveyed a clear message. Trump's presidency would be met with resistance.
And this is the protection of the nation from foreign terrorist entry.
On January 27th, President Trump issued an executive order on the grounds of preventing terrorism, restricting the number of refugees entering the country, and banning travelers from 7 Muslim-majority countries. Protests erupted at major airports within hours.
This is what democracy looks like.
Opponents claimed the ban was discriminatory and racist, and the move was condemned both domestically and internationally.
You see it at the airports, you see it all over. It's working out very nicely, and we're going to have a very, very strict ban, and we're going to have extreme vetting, which we should have had in this country for many years.
Judge
Good, so
puts a halt to President Trump's
whoa, shit. Yeah, that wasn't the best video to click on. Let me see, month by month. Yeah, this is a good one. I might want to play this in 2x. Put this in 2x.
Look forward to the coming year. But what about the year gone by? Time for one last look.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
January saw the inauguration of President Donald Trump.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
And the Women's March, a counter-demonstration in Washington and other cities the very next day. In February, the Patriots scored a come-from-behind Super Bowl win over the Falcons.
for Best Picture.
And the film Moonlight, in a stunning Oscar mix-up, La La Land, did something similar,
There's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
snatching Best Picture honors from La La Land.
Warren, what did you do?
In March, a terrorist drove an SUV into pedestrians on a London bridge, leaving 6 people dead, including the attacker, while injuring dozens more. April brought the sight of Dr. David Dow being dragged off a United Airlines flight for refusing to give up his seat. He later settled for an undisclosed amount. In May, President Trump fired FBI Director James Comey,
I think the president had his word that I was fired because of the Russia investigation.
leading to the appointment of Special Counsel Robert Mueller to head the Russia probe. June saw the shooting of Representative Steve Scalise and 3 others at a congressional Republican baseball practice. Scalise survived his wounds to return to the House. In July, the Juno spacecraft sent back remarkable close-up pictures of Jupiter's giant red spot. August saw the White Nationalist March in Charlottesville, Virginia. James Alex Field stands accused of fatally striking counter-protester Heather Heyer with his car. Also that month, Hurricane Harvey flooded Houston and much of the rest of the Texas Gulf Coast. September brought 2 more hurricanes, Irma to Florida, and Maria to Puerto Rico, where roughly half the population is still without power. October saw the Las Vegas concert shooting that killed 58 people and injured more than 500 others. Also in October, the New York Times report on movie mogul Harvey Weinstein that unleashed a flood of sexual harassment charges against prominent men in media and politics. In November, Leonardo da Vinci's painting, Salvator Mundi, sold for more than $450 million at auction, an art world record.
The people of Alabama had more in common than to divide us.
And in December, Democrat Doug Jones scored an upset victory in Alabama's U.S. Senate election. While in Washington, President Trump signed the tax reform bill into law.
Right. So that's 2017. And like I said, like shit go by so fast. You be forgetting significant shit. You like, damn, what year was that? And like, the more you can. This 2018.
Despite the chaos and confusion in our world, I see winds of hope blowing around the globe.
It is a historic meeting. Kim Jong-un has become the first North Korean leader to visit the South since the Korean War.
Families split either side of the Ethiopian-Eritrean border, finally able to speak to each other for the first time in decades.
Far-right candidate Jair Bolsonaro has won Brazil's presidential race.
Zuma will step down as South Africa's president.
Does this House want to deliver Brexit?
The Irish people have voted in favor of scrapping a constitutional ban on abortion.
It's about women taking their rightful place in Irish society, finally.
A Chinese researcher claims to have helped make the world's first monster genetically altered human.
It's very disturbing. It's inappropriate. The data analysis firm linked to the Trump campaign retained the personal information of more than 50 million users.
We didn't take a broad enough view of our responsibility, and that was a big mistake. 17 people killed in the mass shooting of Ford Synagogue in Pittsburgh.
I don't want prayers. I don't want thoughts. I want gun control, and I hope to God nobody else sends me any more prayers.
Thousands of students are expected to walk out of their schools, a mass protest across the nation against gun violence.
A new report by the UN carries a stark warning.
Millions more people will die from extreme heat by the year 2040. India's Kerala state was hit by the worst flooding it's seen in a century.
A powerful 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck the island of Sulawesi Friday.
Several separate enormous wildfires are taking a terrible toll.
Something we lost isn't as important as the fact that our families all hurt.
Yemen's humanitarian crisis is escalating to devastating levels. The United Nations warns up to 13 million civilians are at risk of starvation.
The administration's new crackdown on illegal immigration at the border. Over a 6-week period, nearly 2,000 kids were separated from nearly as many adults.
You know, they have a word. It sort of became old-fashioned. It's called a nationalist. You know what I am? I'm a nationalist, okay?
In Paris, violent clashes erupted between police and protesters for the 3rd straight weekend.
We pay so many taxes. It's impossible now to have a good life for us.
This is Jamal Khashoggi captured on closed-circuit cameras, stepping into what Turkish authorities believe was a death trap.
I am here today not because I want to be. I'm terrified.
Look at me when I'm talking to you. You're telling me that my soul doesn't matter. That what happened to me doesn't matter.
Bill Cosby becomes
The first celebrity to be convicted in the Me Too era.
I took to the state for 32 minutes.
Abusers, your time is up. The survivors are here, standing tall, and we are not going anywhere.
Falling on your knees.
What I know for sure is that speaking your truth is the most powerful tool we all have. So I want all the girls watching here now to know that a new day is on the horizon.
The midterm elections were full of historic firsts. First Muslim women,
first Native American women,
first openly gay man elected governor.
It means something to kids and people to see images that reflect themselves.
It's historical. It moves me to tears.
That is going to have an impact because imagery does. Representation does.
France are the champions of the world.
All 12 boys and their soccer coach have now been rescued from that flooded cave in Thailand.
An immigrant from Mali is being called a real-life Spider-Man after he rescued a child dangling from a balcony. Look at this.
I guess one person can make a difference.
There are no limits to the human spirit. I believe what makes us unique is we are setting our limits.
But my brother, obviously, they're not venture, not try.
So that's 2018, right? So you like this shit, motherfuckers don't think about it. Like, what happened in 2019? You know what I'm saying? Because when you thinking emotionally, it's all these things like happening at the same time. It's like, no, these things are not all happening at the same time.
Station our block, doing my own taxes like a champ.
These things are happening in sequential order. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you're not paying attention, you're going to be thinking like all this is happening. You think BLM, MAGA, Trump. It's like, no, they're like things happen in order. It's like, as one from one moment to the next. You know what I'm saying? So a big part of following information exchange, information trafficking, especially like stocks and things like that, is like noticing trends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Notice natural disasters, things like that. Hold on, here.
Obama has been re-elected with your Edwards notice.
This award is for those forgotten children who want education.
The British people have voted to leave the European Union.
Worst refugee crisis. Fight for your lives before it's someone else's job. No. TikTok, ADHD, impactful. Old Town Road became the longest-running #1 single in Billboard's history.
Avengers Endgame, officially the highest-grossing movie of all time. The Emmy goes to Phoebe Waller-Bridge. The United States of America, champions of the world. Okay, Boomer.
Trump is now ordering federal government workers to go back to work without getting paid.
It's official. The government shutdown is now the longest in U.S. history. There's no sense that there's any room for the two sides to really find a compromise while they're digging in.
We have Big Macs, we have quarter pounders, which is with everything that I like that you like. The reason we did this is because of the shutdown. We need border security. We have to have it.
Despicable living conditions, migrants in standing room cells for a week.
The United States is running concentration camps on our southern border.
Special counsel Robert Mueller has delivered his final report.
If we had had confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, we would have said so.
Bring in peace of
President Trump is maintaining that there was no wrongdoing on his part in his phone call with the president of Ukraine.
A history-making headline, the third time in history a sitting U.S. president impeached.
The 2020 presidential race is heating up. Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47.
Who can beat Donald Trump? Oh, no one is above the law, and that includes the president of the United States.
Hoy les anuncio que estaré renunciando
a mi cargo de presidencia.
I have not been able to deliver Brexit. India is counting votes for the world's biggest democratic election.
Narendra Modi has swept to a crushing general election win.
Tensions rising between India and Pakistan over Kashmir.
The long-planned Turkish military operation in northeast Syria has been launched.
chaos in Venezuela. Both the opposition leader and President Maduro are calling for supporters to protest. We are witnessing a wave of demonstrations around the world. From the Middle East, Latin America, the Caribbean. Bienvenido a la generación de yo no me debo lo que era Puerto Rico. From Europe to Africa, Asia. It is clear that there is a growing deficit of trust between people and political establishments and rising threats to the social contract.
The young can see what's in store.
Yo sí quiero un cambio. Y yo no voy a dejar que los demás hablen por mí.
What's lurking around the corners.
其实民主的基础本来就是建立在人民上。
It's their future. They have every right to fight it.
A teenager from Sweden called the Voice of the Planet is ready to cross the Atlantic on a mission to fight climate change.
The eyes of all future generations are upon you. And if you choose to fail us, I say we will never forgive you.
This is the start of a day of global climate strikes, inspired by teen activist Greta Thunberg.
You are failing us, but the young people are starting to understand your betrayal.
A new United Nations report warns the impacts of climate change are increasing and inevitable. An environmental disaster with global implications.
The Amazon rainforest is burning at record rates. New Delhi air pollution is putting the health of millions of people at risk there.
Cyclone that has swept across southern Africa. Kerala for a second consecutive year is backing floods in some districts.
Hurricane Dorian devastated the Bahamas.
Please pray for us, everyone, please pray for us.
We have seen what we thought was unseeable.
We can get married!
Taiwan will be the first Asian country to legalize same-sex marriage.
We are not immune to the viruses of hate, of fear, of other. We never have been. But we can be the nation that discovers the cure. The answer lies in our humanity.
You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking. The first man to win a marathon in under 2 hours.
We are here, and we have to do something nurturing that we respect before we go. To love somebody, to take care of somebody, to make one other person feel good. And that just seems to make life not just livable, but a gallant event.
So, I think you get the point. You know what I'm saying? Start watching those type of videos. Start noticing the patterns. Cause like you got motherfuckers out here thinking like all this shit is happening at the same time. It's not. There's patterns. There's patterns to shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, where do I fall into these patterns of things? You know what I'm saying? You keep trusting the government, you know what I'm saying, and putting your trust in that shit, go right ahead. All the governments are constantly failing all over the world. You know, and like, you know what I'm saying, natural disasters hit. You got natural disasters, you got, you know what I'm saying, floods, you got diseases, you know what I'm saying, you got protests, riots, violence, you know what I'm saying, like, look at the things I just showed you. You know what I'm saying? You got LGBTQ, you got different, you know what I'm saying, you got wars between the opposite sexes and things like this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, if you constantly depend on the government to fix all that shit, like, you gotta really look at it like, man, like, it's the government right there with the chaos. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not fixing anything. It's only responding to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not proactively stopping anything. It's just responding to the new forms and the new templates of chaos that's coming in this direction. It's not up front trying to solve it. Like, so I'm saying, there's no solution to that shit. You know what I'm saying? It might just a side note. You know what? I wouldn't even show y'all this, but I'll show y'all this real quick. The Anglo-Saxon world power. I don't know if I ever talked about this. This is something you might want to go look up. You see what I'm saying? This shit break this shit all the way down. That rise of the Anglo-Saxon world power. You know what I'm saying? This might just on the Jehovah's Witness website. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you in the raw. Like this, just read this. Go read this right here. You know what I'm saying? It might argue a quick snippet. It says, since World War II, the Western nations and the communist East Bloc have been competitive struggles that at times erupted into violence. Great Britain and the United States as a combined or dual world powers have led the Western nations in resisting the expansion of communism. That's what we have right now with Russia. So, after 25 years of violence and Cold Wars, provocative acts by both sides and hot wars, the world situation is tense and dangerous, as shown by conditions of the Middle East, Southwest Asia, and elsewhere. What will the future bring? Will annihilation bring global nuclear war? Is there any hope of realizing permanent peace? certain facts containing the Anglo-American world power sheds light on this matter. So this article basically gives you a whole insight on how they built the United Nations out of the Urban League. You see what I'm saying? And how basically in a nutshell, like the things that they fighting the war about right now, like Jerusalem, like the state of Israel, like when they built the state of Israel, so like who got that land and like how Palestinians felt like they was like forced off that land. Prior to that, it was like the Ottoman dynasty, like you know what I'm saying, had that whole region. You know what I'm saying? So like after World War II, when the Jews got it, you know what I'm saying, there was always friction there with that. You know what I'm saying? And like, but the Anglo-American world power always supported that idea, which go all the way back to Idumea with that's why the Hebrewites be saying what they be saying all the time. They're like, Joe, that go all the way back to Idumea when Jesus and King Herod and the Hasmonean dynasty. It's the exact same shit like to this day. That's like where the Illuminati started. Like the real Illuminati, not the barbarian Illuminati that was in the 1700s, like the original Illuminati. Like why the white people how the white people became the people of the Bible. Like, man, like damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot to explain. So like, you know what I'm saying, you got the Anglo-American world power, you know what I'm saying, supporting that. That's basically what this is saying. This is Jehovah's Witness to tell you this. You go read this up. You go look it up right now. It's called the Rise of the Anglo-American World Power. You know what I'm saying? I didn't write this. Like, you know what I'm saying? They'll tell you who is Anglo-American. Like, mind you, like, you go look at like, hold on, New World Order. It ain't like they making it's like a conspiracy theory. Like they like the way that articles are written. Hold on, New World Order. See, it'll tell you like this is history. The Anglo-Saxon New World Order. You know what I'm saying? It's a 1940 to, you know what I'm saying? Like this is not like they have a wicked article computer to put conspiracy theory next to it, but like they'll tell you yes, there's a world order. Like, hold on, man, like where was that joint at? Like you go on news, like you click on news article, type in world order. Like, you know what I'm saying? These are real articles. These are real news articles that they use the new world order. Like it's not like the news don't write articles telling you that they trying to come up with a new world order. Like, hold on, let me see. Like, so it's not a secret that there's a hold on, Anglo world power. Right, see, book review. The white Anglo-American world power. You know what I'm saying? It's not a secret. So right, so then they had this another article to Jehovah's Witness website. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm not a Black Hebrew Israelite either. But like, the information, if you go read the information, it line up to a lot of what you think is conspiracy theory. They connect those dots. They're like, it ain't theory. Like they show you exactly like what the real truth is. Man, I'll show you a Black Hebrew Israelite clip in a second. Like, they've got a concept called the King of the North and the King of the South. Like, so I'm saying, this is something you might want to study on Jehovah's Witness. They've been saying this since like back in since the League of Nations was created through the 40s. They already knew that this was trying to fight communism. The concept of communism was Putin. Putin was known as the King of the North. You know what I'm saying? And this all goes back to the Bible prophecy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna sit there and kick all. You go do the research yourself, but like, just gets the concept on the King of the North. The King of the North is Putin, or it's always been Russia, which is the concept of communism, which is what. Like, this is fact. Like, this is not conspiracy theory. Like, communism versus democracy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't understand how Russia and like them motherfuckers view democracy. Like, democracy is like a technology for white men, like Anglo-American white men. This is hard to explain. Like, if you not have no familiarity with these topics, like you might zone out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I get that. But like, you have to understand, like, this is the world stage. This is so fucking imperative that you understand this shit. Because like, if you win the president right now, like say you ran for president right now, you know what I'm saying, and you won, you know what I'm saying, and you was like, oh shit, like wherever you from, like say you from Idaho, you know what I'm saying, and you win president right now, you know what I'm saying, and you partying in Idaho or wherever you from, you know, you from Miami, Florida, you might be from New York, wherever, like, you know what I'm saying, and you win, you know what I'm saying, you celebrating in your hometown, and they do the whole big parade and all that, and you, oh my God, I can't believe I won, you kissing your wife, and they doing the news press and all that. You You know what I'm saying? And this is going on for about a month. And like they bring you in, you raise your right hand, they taking pictures and they interviewing you doing all this. And like you the actual president. You see what I'm saying? And then they ask you, okay, what are you gonna do about abortion? And what are you gonna do about Black Lives Matter? And what are you gonna do about Donald Trump? And you know, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do all that, I'm gonna do that. And like you fully aware, and like you see what I'm saying, I finally can get in, what are you gonna do about the gay rights and LGBT? I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do this. Right? Right? You like, I got it. Right? And then all of a sudden, the motherfuckers pull you to the side. They be like, hey, Joe, we gonna send you over to Russia to go talk to Putin. And you like, wait, what? Right, yeah, Putin. Right, you gotta go meet with Putin. You're gonna be like, oh shit, like, okay, what I'm supposed to say? And they be like, right, exactly. We don't have nothing on right. So right, you don't know shit about that. Exactly. And that's where the actual world stage is right now. You gotta say in America is a lot like what I just gave you, that concept. It's like we don't really know, like we be in our own little fucking world, not knowing that like the relationship that we have with on the world stage. Like you talking about the Illuminati and conspiracy theories and shit like that. It's like you gotta start going to concepts like communism. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like if you don't really understand that, you lost. Like you lost. Like mind you, like I'm gonna give you a resource on this. Go check this out. It's called Putin and the President. Putin and the President. Go watch this. I'm only gonna show you the first part of it. Okay, so I ain't about to sit here and show y'all Putin talking in Russian, but basically, what this documentary show, go watch this documentary, bro. It's called Putin and the President. It's like a college lesson, history lesson on like where we at with Russia, and like this is why when you start reading stuff like what they talking about, the King of the North, like all this prophecy and stuff like that, like people. You talking to you subscribe to this channel from the same nigga that give you that motherfucking information. I'm trying to tell you the information I'll give you right now. If you keeping up with what I'm saying, it's gonna click. If you understand like the concept of the King of the North, you go watch this documentary, Putin and the President. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you to watch this too. It's called From NASA to Nazi. This is the last thing I'm probably lying, but IUIC. You see what I'm saying? Go watch this. Go watch this right here. It's called From NASA to Nazis. I know it's blurred. You see what I'm saying? But hold on, let me show you this. Are you coming? Oh shit. Don't. If you're getting off on this video, shit, that's some very interesting kink you got. But shit, I'm glad, hey, get it in, shit. Hold on, let me show you something.
Read that.
I'm gonna show you something real quick.
Negro Judaism.
So like,
rap.
Hey, if you really get on, send me some bread, shit. If you know what I'm saying, if you kinking, I'm gonna show y'all this real quick though. Look, hold on, check this out.
Yep.
You want to go to about?
You see that, Cap? Can you read that for us?
About 50 minutes into this video.
On my screen yet. All right, can you get it on? Yeah.
Watch this.
John Hyrcanus the first, king of Judea. Go all the way down. Let's get to the main one right here. John Hyrcanus the first, born c. 175 BC, died.
Don't lose me. Don't lose me. Watch this. Watch this.
High priest and ruler of the Jewish nation.
Watch this.
From 135, 134 to 104 BC.
Watch
now,
this.
they always threw that word ish in there, but he was not Jewish. He was Judean. Okay, he was a real Israelite, son of Simon. Good. Under his reign, the Hasmonean kingdom of Judea in ancient Palestine attained power and great prosperity. And the Pharisees, a scholarly sect with popular backing, and the Sadducees, an aristocratic sect that comprised the priesthood, became well-defined religious parties. So these two groups, the Pharisees and Sadducees, you read about them in the book of Maccabees called the Assyrians, okay? And the Sadducees descend from the sons of...
Don't lose me. Watch this, bro. Watch this, bro.
Read.
Watch this, bro. Don't get lost.
Hyrcanus was the youngest son of Simon Maccabeus, and thus a member of the Hasmonean dynasty, so-called after an ancestor named Hasmoneus. In 137 BC, he and his brother Judas commanded the force that heroically repelled the invasion of Judea led by Sindabis.
Don't get lost, bro. Hold on.
The general of the Syrian king Antiochus VII, Sidus. In 135, Hyrcanus' brother-in-law, Ptolemy
governor of Jericho, assassinated Hyrcanus' father and 2 elder brothers. Hyrcanus then succeeded to the high priesthood and the supreme authority in Judea. The remainder of Hyrcanus' reign was marked by his efforts to punish his enemies, ward off the Syrians, and enlarge Judea's boundaries. Although he struggled in vain to destroy Ptolemy, he successfully thwarted Syrian incursions by alliance with Rome and conquered the unfriendly neighboring territories of Samaria and Idumea.
So now, I want to pause right there. Remember, Rome were Edomites already, but they went under the name Rome. You had another group of Edomites that went by the name Edom or Idumea. But Rome and them were the same race, the same people. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. He forced Idumea to convert to Judaism.
Read it again.
He forced Idumea to convert to Judaism.
John Hyrcanus forced Idumea to convert to Judaism. So that group of Edomites that was in Idumea, he forced them to get circumcised and to follow the laws of God. Read.
The first example of conversion imposed by the Jews in their history.
He's the first example of conversion imposed by the Jews in their history. Go ahead.
Upon his death, Hyrcanus was succeeded by his eldest son, Aristobulus the first. Hyrcanus' reign was the last under which Judea was a powerful, united state.
Now, IT, give me the next book I sent you. It says Converts Among Semitic Tribes.
So what he explaining is that John Hyrcanus was the real last Israel. Everything else of that was built by Rome.
Yes, sir.
Which is what's still going on to this day.
That the army of John Hyrcanus, the high priest of Judea, reigned 134 to 104 BCE, took possession of Dora and Marissa.
Remember, BC is before Christ existed. Go ahead.
Which were cities of Idumea. After conquering the Idumeans, Hyrcanus let the Idumeans stay in their land on the condition that they would be circumcised and observe the Jewish laws.
See what John Hyrcanus did? He let them stay in the land on the condition that they would be circumcised and observe Jewish laws, Judean laws. Go ahead.
This way, the Idumeans, descendants of Esau, became Jews by force rather than by choice.
So I want you to notice that. In this way, the Idumeans, descendants of Esau, became Jews by force rather than by choice. Pay close attention there. Now, give me the next. It's a Wikipedia I sent you. So during the Roman Empire, there was a man named Antipater. And let's go down to, now Antipater, go back. Antipater was an Idumean. Idumean is another word for Edom. Go down to the section that says background.
Watch this.
His background, right there. Click that. Let's read that.
Though historians understand that Antipater's family converted to Judaism in the 2nd century BCE, different stories had circulated in the wake of his sons coming to power. They demonstrate the tensions that existed between the Jewish people and the powerful Edomites who appear at this time.
So why were they powerful at this time? Because Rome, their brothers Rome, was in power. Okay?
Nicholas of Damascus.
Now pay attention what Nicholas of Damascus does.
The court historian for Herod.
He was the court historian for Herod. We're going to read about Herod in a minute. Go ahead.
Wrote that Herod's ancestors were among the historical elite in Jerusalem who had been taken by King Nebuchadnezzar into Babylonian captivity in the 6th century BCE.
Now that's a lie right there. Because these Edomites were not taken into Babylonian captivity. What they're trying to do is blur the lines between the real Jews and these converts.
This account serves 2 purposes. When the Persian king Cyrus sent the captives in Babylon back to Judea, it is likely that some chose to settle elsewhere. Scroll down.
Raise it up.
A legitimate dispersion such as this would shroud.
A legitimate dispersion such as this would shroud
the fact that Herod's ancestry is undocumented in the meticulous records of returned Jewish families.
Meaning what? His history, Herod's history, was not found in the returning Israelites that came from Persia back to Israel. Go ahead.
Claiming a heritage among the Jews from as early as the Babylonian captivity provides credibility for a pro-Roman and Hellenized Herod as a king over the Jews, for they were highly contemptuous of him.
So they said, let's blur the lines. Let's create lies so that maybe the Israelites will accept him. If we can convince them that that Herod was a real Israelite through his ancestry, he'll be accepted. But Israel already knew this dude was Edomite. Go ahead.
Josephus explains this rendering by critiquing its author. Nicholas wrote to please Herod and would do so at the cost of truthfulness.
See that? Nicholas wrote to please Herod and would do so at the cost of truthfulness. So this guy would lie for Herod. Read on.
Instead, Josephus explains that Antipater's family converted to Judaism during the forced conversions by the Sadducee-influenced Hasmonean leader John Hyrcanus.
So Josephus had to come with the truth now. He said, this guy for Herod is lying. The real issue on Herod is that he's a convert. John Hyrcanus forced these Idumeans to be converted to Judaism. Go ahead.
Hyrcanus threatened that any Idumean who wished to maintain their land would need to be circumcised and enter into the traditions of the Jews. Josephus acknowledges Herod as being by birth a Jew and Antipater as being of the same people with the Jews. Nevertheless, this influential family came to be resented by many Jews for
which were the real Jews. Why?
For their Edomite ancestry.
For their Edomite ancestry. Go ahead.
A fact used by the Hasmoneans and their supporters against them.
So what I want y'all to see is how Esau always tried to blur the line. Remember at the beginning of the lesson, the author said, how is this group of Indo-Germanics found their ways into a black race like the Jews? This is how they did it, by lying, by lies. Go ahead.
Pull it back up, please.
Where are you at?
I'm going to go back to
Nevertheless.
Nevertheless, this influential family came to be resented by many Jews for their Edomite ancestry, a fact used by the Hasmoneans as their supporters against them. As such, in a polemic against Herod to discredit him in the eyes of the Romans as unfit to become king of the Jews.
Why? Because Rome was setting Herod up as king of the Jews. We're going to read that in a minute. Go ahead.
Antigonus the Hasmonean is quoted by Josephus as referring to Herod as no more than a private man and an Idumean, i.e. a half-Jew.
Meaning a convert. Now, let's go to Luke chapter 1 and verse 5.
All right, so I'm going to stop that up. So a lot of times, like you listen to Kanye or you listen to people tell you that they know that the Jews in, that, you know what I'm saying, that's in Jerusalem ain't the real Jews, but they don't tell you, they can't tell you how that happened. So I'm saying, what this do is explain to you how that happened, like the actual research. Like they explain to you, John Hyrcanus was the last high priest. You know what I'm saying? And then when Rome came and took over, they basically set up an Edomite as the king of Jerusalem. A lot of people understand the story of, you know, the story of Herod trying to kill the murder of the innocent kids. You mind, Herod killed his own kids. You know what I'm saying? He killed his own children. So a lot of people will tell you that that story wasn't true, but then they'll turn around and tell you that Herod killed his own kids and slaughtered a large amount of, like, you know what I'm saying, his youth. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, but it is what, but like a lot of people don't understand, like, okay, there's a false king and then trying to kill a real king. You know, okay, how did the false king, how did Herod become king? How is he the false king? Like, you know, a lot of people don't really know that like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Herod was an Edomite. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what an Edomite is, like, you know what I'm saying, it's opposite of Esau. You know what I'm saying? Basically, like white people, basically. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the origin of white people. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's how, like, you know what I'm saying, the Illuminati go all the way back to Christ's day. Like, you know what I'm saying, and Christ was from the line of David, King David. You know what I'm saying? He was going against a whole Herodian dynasty of fake Jews. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what the whole New Testament is about. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people kind of can say that, but they don't really know. Like, you can't say it like that. Like, okay, you got John Hyrcanus, you got Herod. Like, man, you got to say, like, Herod was the one who got John the Baptist. Like, he didn't want to do it, but, like, he the one that got John the Baptist's head cut off. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to say at the time, like, it wasn't, like, they knew that was wrong. They wasn't supposed to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But these were Edomites running a Jewish, you know what I'm saying, country. Well, Hebrew, you know what I'm saying, country. Man, see, of course. Okay, no. Like, look, I'll show you this real quick. It's like you go look up anything on Herod, they basically explain, oh, this is an Edomite, and like you won't know what the significance of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, okay, well, what? It's like, no, bro. Like, this is how white motherfuckers ended up running that shit. Like, look, this is right here. It says Herod. Like, it's Jehovah's Witness website. They basically telling you the same thing that Black Hebrew Israelites telling you the same thing. It's just saying the name of the family political rulers. You know what is that? It's right here. They were, read that. They were, I don't know if y'all can see that. They were Idumean Edomites. They were nominally Jews for Idumean. I can't read it backwards. I'm trying to read this shit backwards. Had circumcision forced upon them by the Maccabean John Hyrcanus in 125 according to Josephus. You see, that's the same thing he just said. So I'm saying, so if you don't understand the significance, it's like, Joe, that's how fake Jews start running Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, things changed eventually. Like the Ottoman Empire came in. I mean, eventually it came back to these Slavic people from Khazar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Which is not too far from Ukraine. And that, like, you know what I'm saying? You guys say, well, the only reason I brought this up is because I was talking about Putin. Putin look at the people running Jerusalem as like more like them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he look at them more like I do it's a different language now, but like they more Slavic. Like Putin and Russia kinda have that narrative more so than we do. Like, they've never respected the UN. Like this is hard for motherfuckers to understand. Like when they it's hard to explain. So like when they built the whole League of Nations, what I was talking about before, the Anglo-Saxon world power. You see what I'm saying? That was built through the UN, through the same Jews that's in Ukraine right now. Like, they come from the same stock. I ain't gonna even say that. You see what I'm saying? I ain't gonna even say that. But so Russia has always had the original narrative, not kind of, like, you know what I'm saying? They still refer to the Jews as Jews, but they understand that, like, they come from the same stock. You know what I'm saying? From that same region. You know what I'm saying? The actual Jews of the Bible is really like the palette. Like, mind you, that all that shit is blurred up now. It's all fucking, like, because you don't want to say it like that. Because, like, everybody been fucking everybody at this point. Like, it's all a fake, false version of itself. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of that shit legit no more anyway. But on principle, to be biased, the Palestinians more resemble the more people of the Bible than the ones that's in it right now. They come from Edomite, Idumean ancestry. So if you don't know what the fuck that shit mean, like, you know what I'm saying, you don't understand why the world stage why the certain sections of the world stage operate the way that it work. Why motherfuckers is running up in Jerusalem, snatching motherfucking hostages, and why they fucking bombing the Gaza Strip, fucking 30,000 people dead and shit like this. Like how it got to that point. A lot of people don't understand, like, when Putin became president, it wasn't no foul on that nigga. Like, when USSR, the Soviet Union failed, when they recreated real built Russia and Putin became president, didn't nobody really know his background. Like, they sent Bush over there. Bush didn't understand. He did stupid shit. He tried to work a deal with him, not knowing that, like, he against the whole UN. He against that whole shit. Like, Putin got the same narrative that the Hebrew Israelites got type shit. Not exactly the same, but like in theory. It's like just, you know what I'm saying? It's like he not moving off. That's why we don't never had that information like that. That's what he call the King of the North. And what the Jehovah's Witnesses call it, the King of the North. You know what I'm saying? Now, you go research all this yourself. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I'm just giving you bits and pieces, like, you know what I'm saying, to connect the dots. So you will never find all this information like this in one, like, you know what I'm saying? You'll never find no shit like this ever. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't necessarily keep up with all that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I be understanding that. That's why when you, like I said, when the further you get from the world, you get the perspective of, like, okay, like, damn, okay, like, this makes sense. This ain't no conspiracy theory, Alex Jones, InfoWars type shit. Like, no, this actually makes sense as far as the language and the vocabulary that's actually being used. You know what I'm saying? There is a world order. You know what I'm saying? There's a new world order, and they constantly trying to move us into this new world order, especially about to be automated through artificial intelligence. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that's outside of that's outside of that world is going to be the kingdom of God, which is like, you're going to see like the Christian ministry get more bolder and bolder to the point where the world is going to basically shut that shit down. When they shut down Christianity, that's when all hell gonna break loose. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what this whole world stage is going. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of it is starting, like, what they doing already with Jerusalem and stuff like this, like with the war and with Hamas and things like that. Like, it's already cracking. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, if you don't want to get lost in the sauce of like everybody who's streaming trying to get views, like you need the actual narrative, get the inside perspective, and then move out from that. So like you actually know. You know, so you don't get lost in the confusion. It's a lot of bullshit out on the internet. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, Kanye get on and tell you, oh yeah, the black Hebrew Jews, but he won't tell you. He won't know that Herod is the Edomite and Idumean and John Hyrcanus and like all that. Like if the motherfuckers don't know that shit, they don't know what they be talking about. So I'm saying, so don't believe the hype. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the internet, bro. Like the internet is not your fucking friend, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Stop looking at the internet like you like it's your friend. You can trust it and like no. Get the fuck off the internet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. I don't come out much. You know what I'm saying? That shit is not, you know what I'm saying? It was like, or even if you're going to fuck with it, make sure you fuck with it with the perspective of the insights that I'm giving you. You know what I'm saying? I hope you've been taking notes. This video ain't going to be around too long. You know what I'm saying? On that note, I'm boss. Up out of here. Like, whoever said I'm coming too. Yeah, I gave y'all, 3 hours tonight. Yeah, this video has been brought to you by Johnny Walker Red Label. You know, no, I'm about to light another one and go study Python. You did. Yeah.